most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees are Roger Goodell. Fucking like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Their former scout Aaron Glenn as their next head coach. So there's a new coach in New York. It is the coach that people have been waiting for them to hire. Aaron Glenn had been a leading candidate for the Jets, the New Orleans Saints, but obviously opted for the franchise that drafted him in the first round, a franchise he knew well. He flew in yesterday, spent the day with them, and now he is accepting a deal to coach with the New York Jets. It's a big deal for them, getting the coach that they want, a former player. It also continues the trend that has started across the league. We now see 5 current NFL head coaches coaching the team that they once played for. Aaron Glenn with the Jets, Mike Vrabel with the Patriots, Dan Campbell with the Lions, Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers, D'Amico Ryans with the Texans. So a lot of former players returning to their teams to coach them, and Aaron Glenn becomes the latest one to land the deal with the New York Jets, accepting an offer to become their head coach just minutes ago.
All right, shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Not bad at all, man. Aaron Glenn, man, goes home to the Jets. How about that? Aaron Glenn goes to the Jets. He is going to be their new head coach. I think Wilkes is supposed to be his defensive coordinator. He's going to build his staff going forward. He's going to take over the Jets' job. And that's a very interesting phenomenon that Adam Schefter talked about. He talked about former coaches that were players once at those franchises. And that installs a certain, how do you say, pride. You know, if you played for that organization and if you were a solid player, believed in what they got going on, and ultimately when you came back to that organization, you understood the pride that support base has for that team and what you need to do as a coach to get that right. Now, you know, Aaron Glenn, I kind of figured that this is not really big news to the Who Dat Nation, to be honest with you. We knew that we knew that Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, and Coach Glenn would ultimately find head coaching jobs. That was just dropped, throughout the week. As soon as the team was eliminated, we knew that they were fine jobs. They were the top 2 running at that thing. You know, the coach, he ended up in the Chicago. And the other guy would, well, he brought Dennis Allen in as his defensive coordinator, and now Coach Glenn has Coach Wilkes to be his defensive coordinator as he go about assembling the staff to try to turn around the Jets' fortune. So it'll be interesting to see how he does there where Robert Saleh failed. Can Coach Glenn learn and fix the Jets? Man, much success to Coach Glenn going forward. But with that being said, the Saints were outside looking in, and we knew that very early on. So with that being in the building, the Saints must now move on to find, and there were several coaching candidates that were supposed to be brought in, but of course, due to inclement weather, and hope you guys have been safe dealing with all that stuff out there, man, because there's been a lot going on here. Some areas of the city have received up to 10 inches of snow, man. We ain't used to this bull crap down here, man. We ain't used to this garbage down here. So, I mean, anyway, man, it's most of it's melting off. They're clearing the roads. So by tomorrow, man, things should be back to normal for a lot of us. So big ups to the guys, the fam, the ladies out there. Appreciate y'all. And like I've been saying for some time now, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. I'm in this thing, man. Big ups to all y'all. I see y'all. Kai, big ups to you, Quavadius, Young City 9. What's up, Raylan? Shout out to Raylan. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. OG Michael, I see, says Joe Brady is trash without a top tier quarterback. Okay. All right. Yeah. St. Doug, how you doing, brother? YO, Mad Drummer. Big ups to all you guys. Appreciate y'all being in the live. Brian's good to see you as well. All right, Mr. O, shout out to you, my brother. Much love. Big ups to everybody. Just to let y'all know, Molly Mall, I see you, fam. One Smoke says, we all know Mickey is going to hire McCarthy. Y'all saw him blushing when that reporter asked him about it. All right, thank you. Who that daddy? Big ups to you. Good to see you, fam. Much love. Oh, yeah, stay warm. All right, what's up, Chantel, baby? Big ups to you. Good afternoon to y'all. Big ups to everybody, man. But yeah, I'm opening up the phone lines today, fam. I know I ain't do that in a while, but I'm opening up the phone lines for the family members to chime in. It won't be an extremely long stream today. That's why I'm going early today. I got some time today. What's up, T Dirty? Shout out to my brother T Dirty to be able to get some of the opinions of the family members about who they wanted to coach of their team. We're going to cover that, and that'll be after the news. So what's up, Bullet Family Travel Vlog? Shout out to you as well. Good to see you in the stream as well. Big ups to y'all. All right. And like I said, man, we're going to open up the phone lines after the news for the family members. So, matter of fact, let me drop the link right now so y'all can just get in line. And when I get done covering the news, then I'll roll each person in one by one at a time. All right. Hold on. Let me pin this sucker as well. So if you guys are listening across, because we got them streaming, multi-streaming against several platforms, man. So if you guys want to get on the show from these different platforms, X, Instagram, all that, you might have to just cross over to YouTube, man. It's easy to find us over here if you don't already know. Just go to YouTube, put in the Sports Coma with Big Q. It pops right on up, very easy. Or go to Google and put in the Sports Coma with Big Q. It pops up very easy. I'm easily to be found online. So big ups to you. All right, Kai, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you, brother, for becoming a member.
Say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
All right, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you. And OG, thank you, sir, for being a member the last several months. Shout out to
thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Charles says, gotta go with the McCarthy experience is needed. He has stuff on his wall. He does have a championship on his wall, but it says you hire people based on their resume, right? If you're a business owner and you're looking for some employees, you first thing they come in there and say, man, I'm looking for this, that, and the third. Well, do you have a resume? And then you go about looking at the resume and see if these guys have championship experience, of which Mike McCarthy does have championship experience. If you look at the rest of these candidates, McCarthy, in terms of his resume, are head and shoulders above the rest of these people. Just to be honest with you, when you look at a Joe Brady, a Mike Kafka, any one of these other characters. You see what I'm saying? There are guys that are McCarthy is definitely head and shoulders above them. Even when you look at Cliff Kingsbury, who's head and shoulders above those guys. So it really is it's truly like it really is truly a game of levels. It's a game of levels, right? You got McCarthy, and this is not what I'm picking from saying, who I like, but it's just when you look just resume aside, you put up who's the most accomplished of the candidates. You have McCarthy up here, championship ring, a lot of wins, a lot of playoff wins. He's up here, right? And then underneath there, you got guys like Cliff Kingsbury, who has head coached in college, head coached in the NFL, even though he has, I think it's a sub 500 record as a head coach, but he still has that experience of being a head coach in college and in the pros. So he is here. And then you see guys like Brady and Kafka, and these guys were the highest they ever achieved was offensive coordinator, right? They were here. So they're here. So you got McCarthy here, you got Cliff Kingsbury here, and right up under Cliff, you got Joe Brady, Mike Kafka, Anthony Weaver. Those guys are here. So it's a game of levels, to be honest with you. And you cannot disrespect a resume because that's how you look at your talent. Even though I'm not a fan of retreads, but if it comes down to it, how are you going to decipher which is the best candidate? You start with the resume, and McCarthy is by far the most accomplished of all of these men. All right. So big ups to you. What's up, Bastion? Shout out to you, fam. Appreciate you for being here, bro. Much love. Charles says, gotta go with McCarthy. Experience is needed. Yeah, there you go. I mentioned that. Thank you. Nat says, I never Aaron Glenn. Well, I guess you're saying you never thought it would be Aaron Glenn, or I never wanted Aaron Glenn. I want Joe Brady or Mike or any offensive minded coach. I'm also a person that says since day one, when they got that possum out of here and they ran that Rizzy, when Rizzy left, I was like, man, listen, we need an offensive minded, innovative coach that can come here and move this offense, man. We need somebody that can do that. We've been stuck in the mud, offensively speaking, up and down the last several years. It contributed to a lot of the non-success that we were having here as an organization. And it's not very hard. I mean, the team moves in 3 phases, either your offense, defense, or the special teams. It's very easy. It's not hard at all, despite the fact that they pretend it is and act, oh my goodness, it's so hard, all this kind of stuff. But if you hire the right people and they have the right prospects and they know how to take these guys and turn them into football players for the team, because the thing is, you're on a timeline to win. When you sign these guys in the draft, you're on a 3 to 4, sometimes 5-year window to be able to get as much as you can get out of these players before their agreement is up. You're not going to be able to get or sign all of them, but you'll be able to have that guy, see if he's a piece that you'll move along in the next leg of things. So you have to be able to find the talent, acclimate them into whatever system you have, whether it's offense, defense, or otherwise, and then go about the business of getting them to help in moving the team in the direction of hopefully a playoff. To participate in the playoffs. That's what it's about. You're trying to punch that ticket all regular season to have an opportunity to participate in the postseason tournament known as the playoffs, with an opportunity like the Washington Commanders, like the Philadelphia Eagles, who you should have beat this year. Hell, you should have beat the Commanders as well. Saints just squandered it all away. But you can't beat yourself. You have to be a guy that's disciplined. You have to be able to handle your business, and you want a leader like that, the guy that's going to not let these guys go astray. Because I believe a lot of these players that we have on this team done lost their way. I really do think that. A lot of them have lost their way. And it became all about, now when you're not even close to winning, now it's all about just getting paid and meeting individual accomplishments to get more money. And that accomplishment crap doesn't mean anything when you're losing. Not to me. If it's a team sport or a team game, and if players are honest and real, they'll tell you that having all of these accolades don't mean nothing unless it comes with winning. Nobody cares about all that garbage when you're not winning. So, and I believe a lot of these guys have lost their way. I'm just being honest. If you listen to the type of crap that they say in these press conferences, man, like I've been saying, man, let there be a new movement of who that nation people checking these players, man. Check your players. And let today be the start of the check your players movement. What is check your players movement? When they say something that ain't team based or in a line to winning and doing great stuff on the football field, check their ass. That's your players. This is your team. Check these people. Sometimes I believe, like I said, a lot of these people have lost their way. If you listen to the crap that they be saying about play on the field and who the hell they endorsing for coaches. Of course they would pick Rizzy or like, oh, endorse Darren Rizzy. Of course you would endorse Darren Rizzy. Darren Rizzy ain't gonna make you work hard to earn your money. He ain't gonna put no pressure and stress on you to turn this shit around. Of course you want him. You don't want nobody that's gonna force you to earn that money, do you? And that's what I'm about, man. You're not gonna just sit up here and just collect off us like we the biggest welfare system in the world. The New Orleans Saints welfare system. We just turn it if you're a dumb player, not working hard, don't know half your playbook, sloppy, don't know who you're blocking, don't improve week to week. Come over here, we're gonna pay your way. Man, the hell with all that, man. The hell with that. You're gonna earn your money down here, goddamn it. You're gonna earn it. And the mighty who that nation rides with me on that. Remember, you're gonna be here longer than they ever will be. You were here before they got here, you're gonna be here when they go. You remember that. You got squatters' rights. That's right. That's what, man. Listen, man, I don't look at it like these other folk do, man. And that's how I don't look at it, man. You've been here before they got here, and you're gonna be here long after they go. Some of them gonna move on to your rivals and accept contracts with your rivals, man. You ain't changing your colors. You're a diehard true and true. Molly Mall says, Q, do you think Todd Monken should get an interview? I think so. I think we need to interview as many people as we possibly can. Because the thing is, if the Saints were really interested in Cliff Kingsbury, who did tell everybody, hey, man, listen, I'm going to shut down these interviews until after the season is over with. Hell, the season might end for him after this week. At least wait to see, because if he's a serious candidate, talk to him. Now, you don't do that unless you see somebody that you want that could be possibly gone or leaving to take another job. But is there another person out there that's on that line? That's the thing you talk about. Is there another guy on that line? But yes, I'm a guy, interview everybody, man. Interview Brian Flores, interview Todd Monken, interview Bobby Slowick. Slowick should get an interview from the Saints. Come on, he's done terrific things with the Texans offense down. Why we can't get Slowick to come in here? Brian Flores to get an interview this year. Pete Carroll to get an interview, everybody. Because just give them a chance. Just interview as many people as you can. Make this a wide interview process. Find the right person. Because remember, once you sink in and pick these people up, fam, they're locked in for the next 4 years. So yes, talk to as many people as you possibly can. Thank you.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
All right, Debo. What's up, Debo, man? What the hell you been at, bro? He says, say Q, we need to keep Rizzy far away from us. Hey, bro, listen, man. Number one, thank you.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
The players, Amen and Rizzy, man, listen, man. Like I said, man, this is our team. Long after these people are gone, these players supposed to work for us. This is our team. And a lot of the direction of the team is based on you. If you put pressure on them, they'll make smarter decisions. And like a lot of people would say prior to this, that the supporters don't have any power of what happened with these sports teams. That's not true. And I've constantly talked about that. You got this other clown fired this year. So yeah, you got an impact. You have it because you have the money. They want your money. If you don't show up, they know what they're doing. How they knew to go out there and fire. They knew exactly what was wrong. But if there was no blowback or no pressure to get rid of the guy, he would still be there. Mickey Loomis wouldn't have fired him. And like I said, these people don't apologize for nothing. They can do any and everything wrong and come out and totally wrong about who the coach was, what he did. They don't get any negative blow. They don't want anything negative to be said about them. Same with some of these players. They want an easy road right on here to collect money and go on about their business. Man, listen, Darren Rizzi don't need to be any New Orleans Saints head coach. He doesn't have it, man. He doesn't have the responsibility, the discipline to check these players. Yeah, yes, he can bitch at the punter, or somebody like that. But when them guys was out there missing blocks and dropping passes, did he go out there and blow them up? No, his discipline was not the same. And besides, of course, these players want him to be Elvin, and all these guys want Rizzy to be the guy. Of course, they want him to be Cam and all these dudes, because he ain't gonna make you do nothing. Man, it's just easy making money with the Saints. This asshole don't even push on us. We can get pushed backwards and rolled up like tumbleweed, and he'll still come out and say, "Hey, man, guess what? We gave a phenomenal effort. Yeah, he pushed us back. We look like tumbleweed. Yeah, we look like an empty trash can full of wind from a hurricane. But listen, you never seen a trash can tumble as elegantly as we did." That's what kind of dude that is. No, we good on that. No, we no, sir. No, we don't need boobish, nonsensical ramblings like that as supposed to be a head coach. No, sir. Absolutely not. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. KT says, Q, I know I was looking into Savion Williams, bro. 6'5", 225 from TCU, dude. Yes. KT, I don't know if you've seen the wide receiver breakdown. I talked about Savion from TCU. You need to go check for some of the family members, man. It's only available for our membership family, our Patreon and YouTube membership family. But there are breakdowns. There's the wide receiver breakdown is done last night. The defensive end edge rusher breakdown went up, so it's up now. So we have both the wide receivers and the edge rusher defensive end guys up there right now on our Patreon and our YouTube membership community section for the members only. So if you want to see those breakdowns, and I'm gonna do it for every position group leading up to the draft. We'll make them available. I think the next one we got coming up is the tight ends. I think the tight ends followed by the quarterbacks. Then we'll go to the D tackles and linebackers, so on and so forth. But they are up, just to let you know. But thank you for this, bro. Yeah, but Savion Williams, man, is a wildebeest, beast, bro. I talked about him on.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Shout out to KT, man. That's our resident Great Saint Think Tank scout. We're gonna be bringing KT on board, man, on the show, so he can break down some of his favorites too. Because it's draft time. As KT is in the building, he'll be breaking down and talking about some of his favorite players. That'll be coming up soon, KT, man. So we'll link up on that, brother. All right. Shout out to all y'all, man. Y'all do me a service. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Like I said, I will be opening up the phone lines after we cover the news to hear who you want as your head coach and who you think the coach should be. With Aaron Glenn taking a Jets job, we kind of knew that would be the case, that Coach Glenn would ultimately be going to the Jets. He preferred the Jets. He let us know straight out the gate that that's what he wanted to do. Now the Saints have Mike Kafka, Anthony Weaver, who to me could be a very interesting candidate right there. If you talk about him, Weaver could be interesting, man, but he's a defensive guy. But his resume and so far as who he's worked with over the past, and the fact that he's a natural at what he does, people person, very intelligent, it could be pretty cool and unique if Weaver is the guy. But right now, Mike McCarthy is leading, from what word on the street is. Right now, it's Mike McCarthy who's leading the way right now for the Saints coaching search, to be quite honest with you. But Coach Glenn, man, is in the win, man. So I'm happy for that, man. And hopefully He can work, and they'd be more patient with him than they were with Robert Saleh. Because look, Woody Johnson is not going to be patient with you. And listen, I have no I have no problem with impatient ownership, especially if the team is losing and they want results. That's what I'm looking. That's why I played a little of the owner of the New England Patriots, because it's been a long time since we heard that type of talking. Of course, we know Tom Benson used to come out and address the press sometimes, before he got too old, and then Mickey Loomis started to do it. But the just hearing the thoughts of a six-time champion, even though they got some of them on the cheating side, still a champ, right? But the thing is, how did he see his team going forward? And the things that he said about getting back to it, understanding what they got to do. Our leadership down here, man, listen, people saying it's because of a female is in control. No, it's not necessarily the case, because you got Jeannie Buss running the Lakers, and the great Dr. Buss, her father taught her the game, you know. And the thing about the Lakers, even though they don't win every year, they're always trying to do something to stay competitive. They put pressure on the coaches. They got insatiable superstars that every year they making trades. They're trying to play to get up to the top. They understand the lineage and the culture and the history of a winning organization, and they're driven by that. That to me is like, man, that's what I'm talking about. It's like it's a nonstop flow, a current just going down there. And you just grab onto it, and it electrifies you, and it directs your head. It's like, man, listen, if we not doing this, we don't matter. We need to be here. We need to be there. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. These people don't have none of that. These people don't have none of that, man. These people don't operate like that. These people up here, they just want to. These people do just enough to make money off of us. That's what it is. They're not talking about no championships, Super Bowl, what? Yeah, we gave y'all one over 10 years ago. You want another one? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the idea, sir. Yes, sir. We want, yeah. We want. We gave y'all a championship over 10 years ago, and you want another one? Yeah. I think that'll be a good idea. Well, goddamn, y'all greedy. Oh, no. Team been here since the mid 60s. They got one championship, bro. They got teams out there that got 6. They got teams out there that got 3. They got teams out there that got 4. That's I think the idea is to aim at them every year, make trades, and be smart about it. And then what do you try to tell a base that think that's what they're doing when they're really not doing it at all? They don't even know how to pick a good coach. They got this idiot they picked here 3.5 years ago who tore up the team. And everybody, including his mama, knew he wasn't going to be no good coach, man. Come on, man. The man just didn't have it. All World Trucker said Q is down to Brady, McCarthy, and Moore. Kellen Moore, you think Kellen Moore is in the mix? We'll see, brother. We'll see. But yeah, that's a refined timeline right there. And probably it'll be Mike McCarthy would more than likely be the guy. And it's commonsensically, if you think about it, because like I said in that hierarchy, fam, McCarthy, if you talk about resumes and Super Bowls mean everything, McCarthy has one. He's up here. Not any of the Saints candidates that they're currently talking to or interviewing are even as high as his resume. Not even close. Everybody, some of these other guys, the only other guy that was, like I said, was a head coach in the league was Cliff Kingsbury, and I doubt the Saints wait on him. Everybody else was either a coordinator, either defensive or offensive, which is down here. They're below Cliff Kingsbury, in my opinion, because of the resume. I'm not just saying from a success standpoint or offensive or defensive philosophy, strictly in terms of experience, if a resume means anything, right? All World says yes. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you for that.
I want to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
KT says, tell Slick Mickey is on site in Rouse. KT, hold on now there. Hold on, KT. Hold on. I don't shop at Ross's anymore. I don't shop at it. I ain't shop at the gourmet restaurants now. I mean, it's the supermarkets. I don't go for that no more. I'm a elitist. I don't go out anymore. I just have them delivered. So I ain't not boo. Oh, Mickey, man, he be acting kind of elitist on the slick, man. That's just lazy and unsophisticated. Okay. All right, Mickey, I hear you. Yeah, that's a way to put your press down there, bro. That's a good way to put your press down there, old Mickey. All right, thank you, brother. Appreciate
I
you.
wanna say thank you very much. Picking me up,
Oh,
bringing
man.
me back to this world.
All right, shout out KT. Debo says Eagles GM is smart, scouts our players, and uses them. He does, man. The Eagles been sneak watching the Saints for a long time. They got, they pilfered Zach Bowen in the free agency market. Anytime we get good players, they pull them off our practice squads. Several players the Eagles have, they pulled off the Saints practice squad over years. They sit there and watch the Saints talent and say, oh, they must know how to use them. Let's go ahead and go and pull them on the body there. That's what they do. They do, if you go back and watch, that's what they be doing, man. And they ain't mad. You got to know how to use your talent to lose it, right? Thank you, Debo.
Thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
All right, shout out to y'all. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all, man. In the stream, man, I'm a little early on my broadcast, but that's okay, fam. We here. All right, much love. And this is the thing, too. Let's go into this story right here, man. The New Orleans Saints tracker, we also realize who the Saints will be dealing with. We know that the Saints had interviewed Darren Rizzi. We know that Rizzi interviewed with the Jets. They went with Aaron Glenn. There is various rumors circulating around that even though Rizzi's trying to get a head coaching job, that there are none to be had and for him, but there are a lot of teams that want him as a special teams coordinator. The Denver Broncos, Sean Payton's Denver Bronco club, recently got rid of their offensive coordinator. He left. And Darren Rizzi's name has been thrown in the mixture to join Sean Payton in Denver, possibly. There's also other teams. Chicago was another team that were interested in bringing Darren Rizzi along with Dennis Allen, who agreed to be the defensive coordinator to Chi-Town. So we'll see what happens to him. But like I say, he's kind of holding out. He wants to see if he can land a head coaching job. And with the Raiders and Jacksonville and Dallas, who I think Dallas is getting close to making a selection. Rumorville is Brian Schottenheimer, the son of Marty Schottenheimer, is a guy that's supposed to be leading that to get the job. A lot of the people in the cowboy country don't want to hear that. They want Deion Sanders, and I'm not mad at you, man. I don't think Prime goes there, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think he goes there. But listen, the thing is, it's not like Colorado's Notre Dame or Michigan or Ohio State or LSU for that matter or Alabama. It's not like, oh, they're such a juggernaut that I just can't go. I can't leave them. The buyout is $10 million. And there is no amount of money that Deion Sanders would turn down if the deal was right. He'll lead them in a heartbeat. Deion Sanders is all about Deion Sanders. When he went to Jackson State, he built Jackson State up big enough so he can make a jump from Jackson State to Colorado. People was mad at Deion for that, for taking the money. But you shouldn't be mad at Deion Sanders. You should know who Deion Sanders is. Deion Sanders is about Deion Sanders and Deion Sanders' family. That's what it is. You gotta read it. They're like people mad at Snoop and this other dude for going up there and performing during the Trump on the ball that he had going, inauguration, all that. They were mad at him. Now people were mad at his dumb ass because he got up there in 2017 and was berating people that did that. But see, the thing is, the moral of the story here is some of these cats are doing anything for money, and money is their god. They don't have a moral base. That is, don't judge people by your moral standards, because most of them don't have no standards. Well, that's the case that happens with a lot of this stuff. But insofar as what we're talking about with the Dallas Cowboys situation, is very interesting that that Deion Sanders' name is pulled up. Now, the whole thing is Sanders wants eventually to make it to the NFL. That's what all this is about. All this is about eventually becoming a head coach of an NFL team. Well, one is coming calling. One with an unlimited amount of money that can make him set whatever deal he wants. So that's what they're trying to figure out right now. Is Schottenheimer really that guy, or is this just they're just stalling out to make the money right with Deion Sanders so they can bring him to cowboy country? A $10 million buyout is pocket change to Jerry Jones, a man that's worth several $billions. So just something to think about right there. Deion Sanders don't care nothing about them Colorado children when the time comes. If the money's big enough, here, hasta la vista, they asses, man. That's what this is about. All right. Anyway, big ups to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all, man, for being in the building. We're gonna see what the rest of these teams have got going on too, as well. Yeah, Snoop played himself. Why? Oh, he played himself because he said that stuff in 2017 about people calling them all kind of names and this type of stuff, and then he go and do what they do. And the man been a sellout, man. That dude been sold his soul, man. That's Snoop Dogg, man. This dude used to rap about gangster and selling dope and all this, and now he running game shows, man. Come on. Where they do that at? Where they do that at, man? Where does El Capone ever running the game show? These are entertainers, man. That's why I was like on them labels back in the day. Used to have the CDs of the discs before everything was digital. I used to always say, man, they need to put a sticker on the front of that. It's just for entertainment purposes only. Because that's all it is, man. It's all it is, man. These Hollywood people are phony, man. It's just what it is, man. They'll sell anything, including you, for an opportunity to get some extra cash. That's just what it is, man. Hey, man, they'll have what you have. And thank God for that, man. But anyway, the rest of these people, man, we'll just have to see how it work out. Jacksonville, the Raiders, all this kind of stuff. We'll kind of look at that stuff later. And by the way, fam, starting next week, going to be doing the show on TSC Unleashed, man. We'll pump it through to this channel too. It'll be a show, TSC Unleashed, coming back with our regular content we used to do from time to time. We'll be doing regular shows covering news and events outside of the sports spectrum. We talk about sports entertainment and the trending topics that come aboard. So, and then the family members have opportunities to send in comments or stories rather that they would like for me to cover on TSC Unleashed. That'll be starting next week, fam. So y'all be looking out for that. Very excited about that. Still be doing the sports Coma and all that, but also TSC Unleashed, man. You know, we've been doing that off and on now for some years, and I'm bringing it back, baby. It's all a matter of just doing the time, having the time. In 2025, I've been really kind of just correcting my schedule to be able to free up enough time to do this type of stuff. But it'll just be an hour event where we cover inside of an hour, 40 minutes to an hour type show. All right, so I'm happy about that as well. Anyway, let's kind of go over some of this stuff right here. Some of the people that they interviewed, Darren Rizzi as well. We know he's one of the guys that they talked about. They interviewed. Kellen Moore was another guy that's there. He's currently, but both of these gentlemen that the Saints have, not weirdly enough, but interesting enough that both of the guys the Saints are interested in, and Joe Brady and Kellen Moore, are still in the playoffs with their teams. Matter of fact, Joe Brady, who's the offensive coordinator for the actually three of them, is Kellen Moore is the Eagles OC, Joe Brady's the Bills OC, and Cliff Kingsbury is the Commanders OC. So all these guys are still in the playoffs here, and they're trying to figure it out. Of course, Dallas did talk to Kellen Moore as well. A lot of the Dallas people don't want Kellen Moore there, but very interesting, man, to say the least. So the Saints want to be able to talk to them. We'll see what happened with that Eagle and Commanders matchup come up this weekend, because, we might be talking to Cliff Kingsbury, one of these guys, soon enough, right? Well, we have Kellen Moore. Mike Kafka's a very interesting person, to be honest with you, too, from that Andy Reid tree. Don't understand why we don't want to kind of talk to Matt Nagy or Bobby Slowick, or I don't get that part of the game. Go, talk to these guys. Go ahead and talk to them. I want them like, these are the only guys we want to talk to. I don't get that logic. I don't understand that. I think people asked Mickey Loomis about that, and he was like, it was a combination of different people that ultimately were the ones that said, this is the list of names of the candidates. And I'm like, well, how do you decipher which name or which offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator? You get Anthony Weaver, but don't talk to Brian Flores. Now we see we did that the last hiring cycle. See, we talked to Brian Flores, last time. We're gonna talk to Anthony Weaver this time. So I don't know, man. We gonna see, man. I don't know, man. Anthony Weaver is an interesting candidate, but in the end, like I said, if it's about a resume, it's Mike McCarthy all day, and that's what I'm hearing. Joe Brady would be an interesting candidate in his own right. He has a lot of innovation too. He's just very inexperienced. Now, he would make a lot of sense if you were a team like the Saints and you decided, hey, man, we're going to just go into a full rebuild. We're just going to suffer through this year. We're going to try to clear, the right way, try to trade off this, that, and the third, and all this kind of stuff, and just get ready for just going into the ground and then going back up. Because the way the Saints are trending, from depending on who the coach is, if it's a young coach, then you know what this is. If it's Mike McCarthy, then the Saints have I ain't gonna say they have delusions of grandeur, because you coming into the Saints situation and it's the money's an issue. How do you build without the money? Do you have old team that's underperforming? I wouldn't be listening to none of these players, to be honest with me. When I'm talking about who the coach should be, man, I'm not listening to none of y'all, man. Y'all a 5-12 ass team. When I'm listening to y'all, I'm going out here. We're gonna do our due diligence, and we're gonna see if we can fix it the right way. Very unique circumstance, because it's not like you fired the guy that did all of that salted the earth so things wouldn't grow right. That guy is still in the building, so it's very weird. It's like, because if they let's say that they fired the general manager, the VP, then you hire another guy, because they do that from time to time in the NFL. They do fire and hire general managers all the time. We don't know nothing about that, of course, because we got one guy hogging up both positions. But if they did, let's say for example, they fired the guy, right? They fired his ass, and there was another guy coming. His goal would be to kind of look and say, damn, how the hell did this guy do this with this money? We got to some kind of way figure out a way to get money here so we can be able to access free agency, be able to do this, do that. Because if you're looking at draft capital to build a team, that's a rebuild right there. You talking about bringing rookies in here to help out. Like Parcells say, every rookie count as a loss. So you bringing these rookies in, they're not going to have the experience that you're looking for. How are you going to fix the holes in your team? How are you going to patch them with little or no money? So that's a big question a lot of people kind of walk away from. It's like, man, I don't know. I like the Saints, but $50 million in the red, I'm going to build a team up. We got you're going to have to draft with a bunch of young players, mixing with a bunch of old players at the back end of their careers. What am I supposed to do with that? So it's a difficult situation, despite the fact whatever Loomis is talking about. It's really not that attractive. It's attractive to a coach like a Joe Brady, who's trying to cut his teeth as a head coach for the first time, or a Mike Kafka, or guys like that, or a guy like a Cliff Kingsbury who wants to get back in as a head coach in the NFL. It is attractive to those guys. And I guess to even Mike McCarthy to a degree, who it appears, doesn't want to go to a team that is on the other end, that he perceives that on the other end of the spectrum, insofar as it's being a team that needs to have a bunch of stuff to win. Like, right, you see what I'm saying? They're just a young team at the bottom of the division, what have you, and they're just missing this, that, and the third, like Carolina was a year or two ago. They may not see the Saints as that. Well, they just didn't have this, and we can go ahead and do that. You already got your ready-made quarterback already in. People say cut them, designate them a June 1st cut or release. And in my head, I'm saying, man, listen, I don't think Mickey Loomis does that. I hear what he's saying, but we'll see, man, because I don't see that happening. I'll be surprised if that happens. But Joe Brady, Rizzy, these are some of the guys. We know Glenn's off of there. Mike Kafka's a guy. These guys are supposed to come in here and later on this week, according to some of the reports that we're getting. We'll see how it all works and see, because Nick Underhill, shout out to Nick Underhill. He did report that it's the next phase of the search. It's Kafka. Weaver will come in, and the team's plans to interview McCarthy in person once the weather permits. Well, we're pretty much coming out of it. Like, I'm looking at my house right now. We got there's snow leaning off the side of the windows and everything. You know, my vehicle, snow was packed on top of it. So yeah, it was kind of a weird thing, down here. But it was a unique experience. It gave us time to kind of rest up and all that beautiful stuff. And I hope you guys took y'all time too. But anyway, man, listen, that's a few of the news notes and items just to cover to go over with Kafka and all these guys. We'll see. Anthony Weaver's another guy the Saints supposed to bring in for another additional rounds. We'll see what happens this weekend with Cliff Kingsbury's Commanders teams going up against Kellen Moore Eagle team. One of these guys are going to be off for the rest of the year, deciding on what they're going to be. But a lot of people believe the favorite is Mike McCarthy. And why wouldn't he be with that kind of resume, right? But in the end, Coach Glenn chooses another club and then moves on. So let's take a look at it, man. So shout out to the fam. Let's go into this one here. Saints Wire article right here. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. As we're going to go about trying to rank the coaches. And like I said, we're going to open up the lines of communication today so that you guys can chime in. Matter of fact, we'll open them in a little bit so that you guys can chime in and give me your thoughts on the coaches search and who you want to be the coach of the team and why. Why, you let me know. This is your opportunity to get in and be heard. All right, anyway, let's kind of move on into this one right here. And shout out to Saints Wire. They have an article they put up not too long ago called Ranking the Saints Head Coach Candidates After the Jets Hire of Aaron Glenn. Good topic, a discussion. Let's see what the writer, Mr. Dylan Sanders, has to say about that. He says Saints entered off season of major changes as they look for their next head coach candidate. They just lost their top choice as the Jets hired Aaron Glenn for the opening. They have now been 3 head coach hires and 2 are known to be wanted by the Saints, which is Glenn and Vrabel. They are currently in the process of going through some second interviews and are still some very interesting names being looked at. There are also some less exciting options being considered. Less exciting. It's going to be a tough rebuild, so whoever takes the job will have a tall task ahead of them. Here's a ranking. Here's how they rank the top candidates to be the next head coach. Rank number 1, Mr. Joe Brady. Very interesting. I don't think I've seen anybody actually considered Joe Brady a number 1 guy, but let's see what the rationale is. Buffalo Bills OC Joe Brady. Brady has come a long way in a very short time since being the Saints assistant back in 2018. He skyrocketed after playing a key role in the historic 2019 LSU Tigers. His stock took a bit of a hit after a rough stint with Carolina, but has come back strong over the few years with the Bills. The youngster would be an interesting and risky pick given his age, but his innovation could be. That's that word, innovation. I've been putting that out there. Innovation, baby. That's what we need. We need innovation. Innovation. I love that word. So his innovation could be exactly what the team needs heading into the next era. And that would make a lot of sense, right? This would make a lot of sense if you are a team, even though we know the Saints are under a rebuild. They're just not telling you. People say, nah, Q. I'm telling y'all, fam. Saints they're not telling you that because that's Mickey Loomis. He's known to hide information of just strictly omit information and just bullshit you. But the reality is the Saints are definitely they're in a rebuild situation. They got contract players they can't trade. I mean, you have nobody's going to take Cam Jordan if you try to trade him. Nobody's taking DeMario Davis as you try to trade him. You probably could trade Taysom Hill. He's one of these older players, that Sean Payton would take him. But out of all these older players, maybe even Tyrann Mathieu. But you're not going to get like real good value for some of these guys if you want to try to offload some of these contracts via trade. Be like, yeah, man, let's see if we can get some of this paper back some kind of way. then that would be the case. But Taysom, I can see Taysom might have some value there, but you won't get much back for him. But that's just part of it. But the rebuild, like Mickey Lomas's idea is, and I've said this before, his idea is to allow these contracts to expire over the next couple of years, which will organically free up cap. Then you'll be $200 million worth of cap, which basically means that you will have a Carolina Panther team like 2 years ago. Like the team you have to find your quarterback if it's not Spencer. Um, you have to be about the business of just like a lot of these guys are going to be gone. I mean, a lot of these guys are going to be gone, and you have decisions to be made on some of the really key guys right now that's on your team. The Chris Olave contract is coming up soon. Rashid Shaheed's contract is coming back around. He had a little short extension. He'll be coming back around real soon again. You start seeing some of these guys bounce back and their contracts come back around on what you're going to decide to do with some of these guys. And the Saints, even though we like Pete Werner and all these other guys, you look around. Well, do we have a replacement for Tyrann Mathieu? What do we do at the cornerback position? Do we, Alontae Taylor in a little bit, he's going to be looking for a contract. Kool-Aid McKinstry, not for a while. But there are a lot of decisions that would need to be made from a draft standpoint in terms of the youth and the future of the team over the next year and 2 years. So really quickly, the change that you're going to see the team change from an old team to a young team just like that. We almost there. That 4-year window that I talked about, 4 years, is over. Now we're at the cusp of the door knocking on it. The door opens and then bam, you go from old to new or young really quick, really quick. So it would make sense that Brady would be the guy that leads that in there because he does have the innovation and all this kind of stuff for a young team. But if you're the Saints and you're thinking, hey, man, let's just keep seeing if we can keep this thing going, Mike McCarthy probably would make the most sense. Let's keep looking at the list. And next is Mr. Anthony Weaver, listed at number 2. Weaver, the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Weaver has been a growing name in the head coaching cycle for the past 2 years. Man, I just knocked over my drink. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on for a second. All right. Well, there we go. I'm good now. All right. So anyway, Weaver has been growing name in the head coaching cycle for the past few years and seems to be a serious candidate to end up in the Saints. For the Saints, he's one of the few coaches to get a second interview so far. Weaver has in his helm fantastic defense. It seems to be highly regarded as a leader off the field, given their interest in Vrabel and the choice of Rizzi as an interim. This fit makes sense. I don't know, man. Me personally, I do like Weaver. I just prefer to have, I don't know. We're going to see how it plays because I do like Weaver. I also liked the coach, also like the former defensive coordinator that was with the Dolphins as well, and Brian Flores. He was another very interesting coach that we brought in some days ago. And I just think that a lot of the stuff that we did with Flores, man, I think the Saints kind of got scared off Coach Flores because of the he kind of put several teams in the mix, to be honest with you. He put several of the teams in the mixes that dealt with the whole situation with the, what was it called? The Rooney Rule. Y'all remember that? The damn Rooney Rule when that happened. And that was just something that we seen as so problematic, man, with the how they were handling the coaches. Like they were just bringing in coaches. Like a lot of these NFL teams were just bringing in these coaches and they were just doing what they do just to satisfy the Rooney Rule, and then they would just hire some other guy. And he sued those guys, but the Saints, and weirdly enough, the Saints wasn't in the lawsuit. He had several other teams. The Saints wasn't in the lawsuit. I'm like, well, I guess he felt like they didn't do that. But this time around, Coach Weaver is a guy that's very interesting, man. So we'll see what he can do, man. This could be an interesting hire as well, if that is indeed the case. Because if Weaver's the guy, that'd be the first black head coach that the Saints would ever have. That would be kind of groundbreaking, to be honest with you. And Anthony Weaver, a lot of people believe Weaver is ready for a head coaching gig. He has the presence and everything. And I often talked about wanting a D'Amico Ryans type of having a D'Amico Ryans type of hire. Well, Weaver would be that. Like a lot of people like how he coaches. He's intelligent, players coach, but very strict on a lot of things that goes on as well. So anyway, let's move on to the next one. Number 3 is former Dallas head coach Mike McCarthy, one of the most diverse names in the search. McCarthy wouldn't be the most exciting hire, but he would be one of the more proven. He's the closest to Sean Payton of any being considered, and that seems to be an important factor for Mickey Loomis and the search party, right? He's won a Super Bowl, but fell on hard times having to deal with Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Perhaps he could blossom once again if given more agency in his head coaching role. I don't know what that means, but it wasn't all Jerry Jones. What happened with Mike McCarthy? You could talk to any Dallas Cowboy person if you want game about Mike McCarthy as a head coach. Now, could there be a difference? Sometimes scenery does help. Change of scenery does help. The Joneses were very hands-on. Jerry Jones is very hands-on. Gail is the exact opposite, so you don't have to worry about that. So he'll have some, the man will have some comfort there because Gail doesn't care. She goes to a little event, she moves around and smiles for the camera and all this kind of old stuff, but Gail don't care. You know, as long as the money keep going, keep coming, she ain't worrying about nothing. And that's just what it is. I wish that Gail Benson would take her ass out there and hang with Jeannie Buss, who runs the Lakers, to get some game on how to run a team. I wish she would do that because at least I would know that she would keep a pulse on what's going on in that team. She'll pay very close attention on who this is, the winning and the losing, and don't just step in when things are absolutely the worst, but have some, some perspective to understand what is good vision versus what is bad vision. Start studying on the game and understand what you need to do. If you're going to own and be running these two professional franchises, you need to level up your understanding of what these sports are and what you need to do to keep these teams winning, as opposed to just hire these people and don't make them the least bit accountable to nothing, even the failures that they do. I expect a Mickey Loomis or even a David Griffin who runs the Pelicans in the same role to just lie and spin excuses and talk about all this other nonsense and never take credit for nothing that they do wrong. All of the bad hirings, the bad signings, destroying the team's cap situation, take not 1 ounce, 1 mitocomb of blame or anything about what happened to this team. Is almost like I tore up the team. Well, I didn't do it. Oh, I didn't do it. Q did it. He did that. Hell, I'm trying to fix it. He tore up the team. Hold on now. Hold on, Mickey. Q doesn't work for the Saints. Well, hold on, goddammit. Yes, he does. Yeah, he tore up the cap. No responsibility, no accountability to anything wrong. Just want to take onus of all the positive. Don't want to take no blame at all, and doesn't take any blame. Doesn't take any blame for bad coaching hires, bad signings, bad trades, nothing, none of it. Doesn't exist. Hey, I don't look at it as if I failed. I look at it as they just wanted somebody else. And that is true. That sounds ridiculous, but that's what Dennis Allen told him in that interview with Jay Glazer. Hell, I look at it like I didn't fail. They just wanted somebody else. Huh? No. You failed. You're a moron. You failed. What are you talking about? No, you failed. But that's the rationale these people have. That's why that's why it's good to have people like you to force them to take responsibility for the actions, because they would lie and detract, and they would do everything they can to avoid blame. From position to position, from seat to signing sheet, they'll do the same damn thing. They'll do everything they can to run away from responsibility, and they've done it. They've done it, and they continue to do it. One of the most diverse names. McCarthy wouldn't be the most exciting, but he would be one of the more proven, closest to Sean Payton, won the Super Bowl, hard times having to deal with Jerry. Perhaps he'll blossom again if more agency. More agency means more control of the team. Mickey Loomis is not giving up any control. He got former general managers that's running the team that actually better general managers than he is, but he is allowed by dumb leadership to hold positions that he shouldn't have. Literally just nothing, just allows just a team that just don't care about nothing but money. That's all that the Saints are. That's what they do. They don't want to win anything. They're not trying to win anything. They're not putting anybody's feet to no fire. How you going to do anything if you don't have anybody accountable to anything? What kind of shit is this, man? Washington Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury is the last. Kingsbury has been a head coach in the NFL and failed miserably. But it is earning another look after the success of the Commanders offseason this season. A lot of improvements have come because of Jaden Daniels, yes, but the scheme has been smart and effective as well. Cliff Kingsbury knew what he was doing when he went to Washington. And they had one of the best turnarounds in NFL history. This team was a bad team for many years, and Jaden Daniels and some other moves to improve the offensive line has completely turned around and reinvigorated the Washington support base. Got them one game from a Super Bowl, which is the first time the Washington team been in or around a Super Bowl. Do you understand how long ago that was? That was so long ago. I think the last time they've been in it was like in the 80s. Or something like that with Mike. I think when Mark Rippon took him there. I don't think Brad Johnson took him that far. I might be mistaken there. I don't think Brad Johnson took him to a Super Bowl, but he got pretty close. But Jaden Daniels is one game from being in there. That's amazing to me that a rookie quarterback is doing. He's doing things that rookie quarterbacks never done before. And I knew Jaden Daniels would be all that in the bag of chips because we watched him down here at LSU. The dude will literally will games to be won by himself. He'll throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns and run for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. I've literally seen Jaden Daniels do that, man. He throw for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns and run for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. He'll literally be responsible for 4 to 5 touchdowns by himself. Just insane. But look what he's doing with the Commanders. So that's big, and it's definitely helping Cliff Kingsbury portfolio. It's no doubt about it. We'll see. But one of these teams possibly might want to bring him on. Could be the Raiders, could be the Jags. Somebody going to want Cliff Kingsbury when it's all said and done. And there's still quite a few people left looking for head coaches right now, including the Saints. I don't know if the Saints will wait. Number 5, Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka. This was a bit of a surprising name to be a serious candidate, given just how poorly the Giants were this offseason. But Kafka is still held in high regard from time with the Chiefs. The Andy Reid coaching tree will continue to spit out head coaches for some time. The 37-year-old keeps coming close to landing head coaching jobs in poor season in New York. With little talent to work with, likely won't change that. Their offense has been exactly outworldly during this tenure. Hasn't been that way dating back to 2022. So that it is right there. So those are the top 5 guys listed from hot to not. I guess not would be McCaffrey, would be Mike Kafka, Cliff Kingsbury. In the middle of the pack is Mike McCarthy, Weaver, and then people say Joe Brady. That's what according to the writer. So anyway, we'll see how it all shakes and fold here, man, because like I said, the Saints got a few things to deal with coming up soon. So Kafka, Weaver, and then Mike McCarthy all have interviews coming up quite soon, and we just have to wait and see how that all turns out. Right? All right. Big ups to the fam, man. All right. Let's get a few terms. H-Town says Kingsbury would be crazy to take a head coach job. Super Bowl or not, he has a great quarterback. Wait till a good job. Wait till a good job. That's the point, though. How many good jobs you're going to get? You're not going to, if you're looking for a head coaching job, the only way you're going to get it is if the team is bad. They fired a coach. Now, you might get a situation where you have an incompetent coach, because we had that here. What hurts the Saints, like I said before, is the fact that the salary cap situation is so egregious. At $50 million in the red. That's ridiculous. We got an old team, and you stuck with a lot of these player contracts. And it's the Saints don't have a culture, fam. Let's just get that out there. They don't have a culture, not a successful one. That's why I was telling the family members about, that whoever the coach is that's coming, this guy got to be a guy that knows about success and how to set culture. The Saints have for the last 3.5 years, the last 4 years, if you put Rizzi in there, the Saints culture, because all he was just a loudmouth. He didn't really do anything insofar as fixing the Saints culture. The Saints are riddled with non-accountability and excuse making. It's too many excuses coming out of Airline Drive, man. It's always some excuses why they failing, man. Always. It's a ton of excuses, and as long as these people making excuses, they're not fixing nothing. It's too many. So whoever the coach is, you got to come here and set a winning culture. You got to make these guys accountable because these guys have got too used to losing down here and making excuses and just want to sit up on their ass and make money here. We don't want that. I don't care who you are or how high you are in the Saints organization. That's player and administrator. We don't need nobody down here that ain't willing to do what they need to do to win. And I don't want to hear no more excuses from these guys. I don't want to hear it. There is no excuse for a 5-12 season, an old ass team sitting at the bottom of the division. There's no excuses for that. Not in my book. You know, and then they all chummy and cool with each other because they're getting their checks. You got your check? Yeah, hell yeah, I got it. You got yours? Hell yeah, I got it. Why would they want something to change down here? Some guy to come down here and put his foot in their ass. Would they want that? No, they want to keep it going how they've been going so they can get out of here in a couple of years and don't have to really work that hard for it, or somebody come up here and turn everything over and make them understand that they've been literally hugging to death a losing culture, non-accountability, and excuse making. We need somebody that's going to come here and turn this upside down. We really do. All right. Timer says, what's up, Timer? Says, I think Elvin making that tweet about preferred choice was a bad move. It'll make any new coach feel unwelcome, especially since Elvin is the leader of the team. Elvin Kamara is going to do running with Rizzy. He think he's doing Rizzy a solid by putting Rizzy up there. But that shit don't have no bearing on nothing, bro, to be honest with you. Because remember, Sean Payton did that shit when we hired Coach Possum. That was a bad look. But then again, listen, it's the good old boy clique. Dennis Allen is Sean Payton's guy. That's his boy. So of course he gonna want him to get head coaching money and to be a head coach of a team like he was. Of course he gonna want him to do that. Just like you'll look out for your guys if you was in that boat. You're gonna look out for your guys. Yeah, see him, go get it. He's the guy. Yeah, make Dennis Allen the guy. And if he could say that, but it's up to whoever the hiring guy is to say, okay, I hear what you're saying. I interview him and then interview other guys who were a lot more credentialed and resumed than he was and still hire him after doing all the nonsense, even keeping one of them guys down there for 8 hours to offer him an offensive coordinator. Man, want a head coaching job, you're going to offer him that. Turn around and hire Dennis Allen. Then fire him after 3.5 years, forcefully. It was a shame because you had to be forced to do it. That was the crazy part because the guy's supposed to know what he's doing. The guy didn't even know what he was doing. He was still thinking that, oh, no, it wasn't Dennis Allen, it was the injuries. In front of an Oshner health banner, telling people about the injuries. And if you go back, because I literally did it, I give you some homework to do. Go back and listen to all the end of season press conference going back 3 years. Listen to every last one of them. Every last one of them press conference, he started the press conference talking about injuries was the reason why the Saints failed. Every last year he did that. Every year he did that. He got up there and said the same thing. Is that injuries was the reason the Saints failed 3 years ago. Last year he said it, and this year he said the same damn thing while sitting in front of an Oshner health banner, who they just read up a deal with. Every year he says that, man. That dude don't believe that. That is a lie. I keep telling people that. Well, injuries is something real, Q. Well, how the hell everybody else can be able to have success and they're getting banged up and injured too? If you know that's a thing, then why you keep hitching your wagon to something that ain't working for you? If that's the thing, you're not serious. You're just saying stuff. So I see it. That's a big piece of ice just fell off my roof. Shit just falling everywhere. All right. But anyway, yeah, it's just crazy, man. He says makes the fit. Yeah, Elvin Kamara is going to say that. Elvin Kamara got what, a couple years on his deal before he up out of here, or whatever the case may be. Them guys don't want boat rocking. They want the exact opposite of what you want. They don't want boat rocking. We want the boat. They don't want the boat rock. We want the boat turned over. I want it all rocked. I want to flip the boat upside down because there should be nothing comfortable about this team after you went 5-12 and sitting in the cellar of the NFC South underneath the Carolina Panthers? Everything need to be turned over. So they could shut the hell up on that crap. They could shut their asses up. That's why I was saying, fam, check your player movement needs to start today. Check these players, man, when they start saying stuff like that. Get in the comment section and start telling them, hey, man, what you talking about? You're a 5-12 team. You need all the turnover you can get. Get in there and get these guys together, man. Get their minds right. Understand this shit ain't cool. I don't care who you are. It ain't cool to be 5-12. It's not cool. These smiling and all this type of shit, man. It ain't nothing funny. This ain't funny. Mickey Loomis in the press conference smiling. This shit ain't funny. None of this is funny. 5-12, the oldest team, and 50 plus $1 million in the red. How you gonna fix the team? But they sit up there smiling from ear to ear. What you smiling for? What's so damn funny? That's what I was saying watching the press conference with him smiling with his arms folded. I'm like, what's so damn funny? Y'all are trifling garbage losers at 5-12. What are you smiling for? What's all this smiling about? Then you start really realizing who here for a check and who here to win. It's a difference, fam. Because the ones that want to win, they act like you do. They're upset at the end of the year. The ones that don't want to win and they don't care about it, they don't reach the point where they just cashing out and finishing out their contract. They stick out like a sore thumb. That's what it is. What these people smiling for? What the hell are they smiling for? That's what I want to know. Yeah, he says first and last time black quarterback won a Super Bowl. Salute Doug Williams. Yeah, I remember he met him, I think, sometimes during the season. Jaden Daniels met Doug Williams. I thought that was really cool, man. Travis says, who's going to be the new head coach? Rizzy, McCarthy, Joe Brady, etc. We have to determine, see who that is, man. Clarence says, Joe or McCarthy. Rizzy's not going to be the Saints head coach. Yeah, I got you on that, bro. Aquavadia says, how is Kafka a candidate when the ball calling the plays in New York? I don't know, bro. You got to ask the Saints on that one, bro. True says, what's up, True? Says H-Town, it would be crazy if Jaden does it next with the same franchise. Clarence says, Rizzy is not going to be the Saints coach. Travis says, Rizzy might be heading to the Jets or Chicago. Only thing I'm seeing from Rizzy, fam, is that they're looking at him to be a special teams guy. He's trying to be a head coach. He's trying to get some interviews with these other teams that's looking for coaches. The only thing they're getting back is that they're looking for him to be a special teams coordinator. And they know what time it is. You get one chance to see what you can do. And it is what it is. And a loud mouth yelling about passion with no intelligence is not going to get you there. A loud mouth talking about phenomenal effort when your players getting their asses handed to them is not how it's going to get there. It's not going to work like that, man. All right, shout out. What's up, brother John? How you doing, man? Good to hear you, man. Good to see you actually in the chat, man. Much love, bro. Vibing. What's happening, vibing with the Johnsons? Big ups to you, fam. H-Town says, Q, I'm 54, and I remember when when the Succaneers was worse than the Saints franchise. Which franchise is better? Saints fans have to hold them accountable. Shout out to you, H-Town. Appreciate you, brother. We got to let it start to check the player movement. That's what I was saying, man. They're not setting a culture. Like I said, a lot of times you can't overrule what the coach does. Like you can have players that'll be upset about the losing, and they'll just trade the players. They did that with Marshawn Lattimore. They almost didn't want to pay Alvin Kamara when he was talking like that. Cam kind of walked the fence. He straddled the fence and would say things. But in the end, Lattimore was the most vocal, and they traded the man. They'll say it's behind a contract, but that's not necessarily the truth. The year when they reworked his deal, he was in there really cutting up about how that stuff was. And what Mickey Loomis did, went about trying to trade him. And he was trying to tell him that this losing is not cool. This is not the standard. And Mickey Loomis tried to trade him that year and said, no, we weren't, and then lied about it. Put one in the chat if y'all remember that. So what kind of culture are you trying to preserve here if you're a winner like Marshawn who's tired of losing, and then most of the players, including Demario Davis, didn't open his mouth and say not one mumbling word until the 2 games before the season was over with, and told you to have faith that the Saints were going to turn it around. My reply to Demario Davis was, faith without works is dead. So keep your mouth shut, man. Faith without works is dead. That's my reply to that. Because none of that got anything to do with why y'all missing tackles, dropping passes, blowing blocks, and most of the people don't even know their playbook. Come on. What that got to do with anything? So check the player movement, man. Get these players together, man, because these people done lost their way for real. It's all about a check to a lot of these cats, man. For real. Travis says, smiling for what? Saints football is shit show, starting from upstairs from the front. Yeah, they were smiling. These guys were smiling. What am I? Put one in the chat if I'm telling the truth. Wasn't Mickey Loomis smiling on these press conferences? He wasn't the least bit agitated. None of them were. He said Gail was upset every time I see Gail. Gail wasn't no upset. Why she didn't address the people and make a statement? She might not know nothing about it, but she can come out and tell the people, hey, listen, we didn't have the kind of season we wanted. We apologize for that, but listen, we're going to do everything we can to turn this around. We're going to start by making the small administrative changes. We're going to, do this, that, and the third. None of that. You don't get none of that. You get an unprepared, fake ass general manager, not really a GM. He's just VP with a GM title, who doesn't do any evaluations, got on the back end of the season with no evaluation paperwork or any homework to show you that where we're going to guide the team. How are you going to guide the team when you don't even know who's screwing up? How are you going to do it? They just say anything. And like I said, the press conference, when you're supposed to get evaluations, supposed to be the end of season press conference. You never get it because you won't get another press conference where he'll then give you evaluations on the team. He won't do it. They don't do it. Like, he will not. The next time you will hear from him, it will be when they're in Mobile, Alabama for the Senior Bowl. Then he'll be talking about players they're looking at. They won't talk about ones that evaluate from season past. He won't give you that. You'll never get that data. Haven't you learned that yet? These people are not serious. So it's just more of the same, man. This is not how you conduct an organization, and they're right to be going there and chop that. And so are those players. I don't want to hear nothing from no 5-12 ass team, bro. Serious stuff, man. I don't want to hear nothing from no 5-12 ass team, especially smiling and profiling. Man, you can miss me with that. I don't want to hear nothing from you. That's real. You let us down. This was a travesty. You let the Falcons get a game. You split with the Carolina Panthers. No disrespect to my Carolina Falcon people, but at the end of the day, man, with all the money we putting out, being $50 million in the red, that got to count for something positive. And it did not. So I'm still a little saucy or salty about what the hell happened this year, as you can tell, because I'm kind of done with a lot of this foolishness. DA thought he would be punished by getting booted out of here. May have turned out to be a blessing for him. It is, because that's where he's comfortable at. His role is a defensive coordinator only. He's a defensive coordinator. He doesn't have the leadership ability to be anything other than that. And the Saints got one on him, and it was strictly due to the fact that you seen a guy like, what's his name? Dumb Mickey hire him. Because off of the back of Sean Payton just saying it. Wyo said smile last day like school. It's like I said, whoever the hire is going to be, it has to be a person that understands that they'll have to change the culture, because a lot of these veterans that we have on a team have been brainwashed with losing and low ball play and just ridiculousness. Like, the real leadership is not sitting there while everything falls apart and calling that having temperament, whatever. You're going to go through things in life, but that is a challenge for you on while you're going through it, not the, what's the term I can use here? Not the panic. It's not about panicking, right? You know, you're going to have some difficulty. It's not about panicking while you go through the difficulty. What it's about is, as you're going through the difficulty, keeping a level head and making proper planning and making the right steps while you're having the difficulty lessens the difficulty. You see what I'm saying? When you make the wrong decisions, it expands the difficulty. So while you're going through great difficulty, making the right decision, being patient, insofar as movements, calculated analytical movements, knowing what you can do, what you shouldn't do, and not exacerbating a difficult situation. But if you make the right choices and actions, it actually cuts it. The time frame of the difficulty helps you get through it further. Like, the exact opposite effect would be to prolong it. So, yeah, but the idea is, if we're not understanding what we need to fix, then how are we going to fix it? If we don't think that the team is a problem at all, and it was just because of injuries, then we're gonna always be here. The man has been saying that for 3 years in a row. He said it more than that. But over the last 4 years of funk and failure, you can go and look up the Mickey Loomis interviews. Every year he says the same thing. He blames losing on injuries every year. How could you blame every year injury? How could you do it? How could you do it? How could you do it and get away with it? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
I wanna say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you. Son of God, man, says who's been a member for the last 5 months. Who was the Saints' best GM looking back to now? The best GM the Saints ever had to me was Billy Kuharich. That was the best general manager. Actually, no, my bad. Jim Finks. That's the man, because Finks taught Kuharich. Kuharich was all right. And Randy Mueller was actually pretty good too. Randy, I saw, let me refine my order. Jim Finks would be number one. Number two would be Randy Mueller. That would be my 1 and 2. And then you would put everybody else underneath that. But yes, Jim Finks was the best because he knew football. He knew contracts. He was cheap. He had to work with Tom Benson because Tom Benson didn't want to pay these guys and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, Jim Finks was the one that built the Dome Patrol. He was one of the guys that did a lot of positive stuff. So yeah, Jim Finks was up here. Then Randy Mueller came in and was doing really good stuff too. He really built the Saints up. Matter of fact, he was the general manager, exec of the year. I think in his second year here with the Saints, first or second, I forget the second year here. He worked with Haslett and had some success early on. Then it kind of tapered off. And that's because he got fired. Tom Benson fired Randy Mueller. That team wouldn't have suffered out like that if he didn't fire him. He fired him because he was making decisions without telling Tom Benson which decisions he was making, which is, he wanted to know where every little dollar was going, as opposed to Gail. She don't care. You do whatever you got to do. But that's why they canned that man. They fired Randy Mueller because he was making decisions. He was making business decisions, hiring people and doing this kind of stuff without telling Tom Benson. And guess who told on him? Guess who told on him? Y'all want to take a stab at it in the chat? Who told on him? Who ran to Tom Benson and told him what Randy Mueller was doing? Y'all take a stab in the chat. Thank you, bro. Son of God, appreciate you for being a member, man. Who told on him? I want to see who y'all gonna say. No, it wasn't Mickey. It wasn't Mickey that told on him. No, it wasn't Mickey. Who told on him? Who told on him? It wasn't Mickey. Can't put that one on Mickey. It wasn't Mickey that ran back and told Tom Benson who was doing that. No, it wasn't Haslett. Nope. Dr. Gray. Shout out to Dr. Gray. What's up, Paul? Nah, nope. Give y'all one more shot. One more shot. Who got it? Nope. It wasn't Loomis. It wasn't Gail. Nope, Antoinette. It wasn't Gail. One more again. There you go, Mr. O. It was Lauscher. It was Dennis Lauscher. That's it. No, it wasn't Aaron Brooks. It was Dennis Lauscher. Lauscher went and told Tom Benson what was going. It was Dennis Lauscher. If you go back and look up at that time, Lauscher was not even nearly as high as that then. He told on Randy Mueller. He went and told on him. He went and told on him. And look where he is now. I guess snitches don't get stitches in the Saints organization. Because Randy Mueller back there, the first thing he seen Dennis Lauscher and gave him a fist burger. I guess not. There it is. Would have gave his ass a good fist burger. I guess not. Money and time heals all wounds. All right, yeah. Snitches don't get stitches in the Who Dat Nation. Bronze, what's up, fam? Shout out to you, man. Thank y'all, man.
Thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
That's right. Lauscher ratted them out. Told Tom Benson. Dennis Lauscher. Snitches don't get stitches if you're a New Orleans Saints. All right, y'all. Listen, man. Listen. I want to hear from y'all, man. I'm for a few minutes, man. For probably the next hour, I'm open up the phone lines. If y'all want to chime in, the link is in the chat. Hit the link, and this is your chance to chime in. Let me know, who do you guys think the next coach of the Saints should be? You have an opportunity to be heard, and pop on in and tell me what you guys think about who the next coach of the New Orleans Saints should be and why. Who do you like? Why do you like said person? Who's your guy? Who do you want to be on? Is the Saints interviewing this guy? I mean, what do you guys, y'all let me know, who do you guys like to be the next head coach of the team? So we'll go from there, man. The link is in pinned to the chat. When y'all ready to pop in, feel free to pop on in, and we'll hear from you in this episode of the show. So big ups to the rest of you. I know that was cold blooded, huh? Yeah, lost your one toll on. I tell you, man, these guys here, man, they play. That's why they got all that security up there. Man. Yeah, you told on me, man. Yeah. Yeah, Lawson don't look like he can fight either. He look like he don't look like the only thing he beating the hell out of is the dinner table, the dinner plate. That'll look like that's the only thing he beating on. But I don't know if Randy Mueller would have took it to him. Travis says Al Golden is the Bengals' new defense. Yeah. Golden was the defensive coordinator for the Notre Dame team, man. And congratulations to Coach Golden getting a golden opportunity to go to Bengal land, man, and join them, because I think the Bengals coach ended up leaving to be the Colts defensive coordinator. I want to say their defensive coordinator left to join the Colts. I want to say, if that's not the case. And then of course you had the what was the other one? The Atlanta Falcons hired Jeff Ulbrich, who was a former linebacker who became their coach, the defensive coach. So they had an opportunity to go get some defensive guys, and Atlanta just chose some other guy, some curious guy there. All right, Chantel says, Q, the Saints need to get the head coach right, because in my opinion, Bryce will outplay Carr. The Panthers are going to be a dangerous team in 2025. What's your opinion? Well, first and foremost, Chantel, thank you.
Thank you very much
For
for
that.
picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Appreciate you for the super chat. Much love on that. And I'm going to have to agree with you about this, because the Bryce Young situation, a lot of people thought that the Panthers chose wrong about Bryce Young. I scouted Bryce Young. I said, no, they didn't. They didn't choose wrong on Bryce Young, the Carolina Panthers. And like they say, we should have took CJ Stroud. This is the thing. A lot of times, depending on and this goes in professional sports, period. Guys, depending on where they would go, behave differently. The circumstances are different for teams. Like the Texans had no expectations to win right away. They really didn't. So it was a environment that had multiple first round draft picks, right? That come there. They got the defensive end they made. They got CJ Stroud, and they ended up getting a defensive end who's been really good. And it was a young team who had nobody had any expectations for them to win right away. Carolina was a situation that was set up where they were putting veterans here, veterans there, veterans here, and then they felt like all they need was a quarterback. You put this guy on top of the team, we're gonna start winning right away. And the guy looking at it like, hey man, I'm a rookie. I don't never threw a pass here before. Well, what the hell you want me to do? That type of thing. So the situation was different, because when he went, I accept CJ Stroud was probably struggled a bit with that too, because that's difficult to win under, because you have a support base that wants to win right now. And usually when you get a young quarterback like that, you're not going to win right away. It's going to take a couple of years for you to go through some lumps and bumps and bruises before the team starts to galvanize around the quarterback, just how it is. So we've seen a lot of that happening here with the Saints. Now, outside of that situation with them, it worked out because Bryce Young was then able to struggle last year and this past year, right, to, without the onus to win right now. So they were just playing football, and you could see he looked totally different because it was the stress and pressure to win right now. He couldn't deal with that. When you took all that off of him, you could see him out there having fun playing football, galvanizing with these younger guys, and the team is moving in that direction. So in year 3 with Bryce Young there, you're going to see a more complete quarterback because he was able to go through those lumps and bruises. Now, in terms of the Saints, with Derek Carr, this will be Derek. You talking about continuity. The Saints, this will be the Saints' 3rd offensive coordinator because I don't think Clint Kubiak comes back. Clint Kubiak is being looked at by the Jets. He's being looked at by the Seahawks. He's being looked at by it's a 3rd team in the mix too that's looking at Kubiak as an offensive coordinator. So in the end, what I'm saying is this will be Carr's 3rd offensive system since he's been here. And I don't know how, I forgot how many that is totally, how many offensive coordinators this guy had. I think he had like 7 or 8 coordinators since he's been in the league. So this will be another situation where you have some newness going on in terms of the offense if Clint Kubiak's not retained, and I don't expect him to be. But outside of that, you're absolutely right. The Panthers split with the Saints this year. They helped us out by getting Coach Possum fired. And they are tracking in a direction where they've went through their rebuild, the first 1 and 2 years of funk. They are in their 3rd year of the rebuild, and that's when you're gonna start seeing some success from this team. So yeah, we got some issues going on here. So I appreciate you that, Chantel. Shout out to you, Queen. Son of God says, is Dennis Allen the worst Saints coach? If not, who? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you for that.
Thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
Dennis Allen, man, we had some trifling garbage coaches over time. It'll be a lot difficult for me to kind of just go back and just look at all the old garbage, terrible coaches that we've had. He might have been the most disliked coach out of all of them, but I think from a record standpoint, Mike Ditka was way worse than him. Mike Ditka was, from a record standpoint, wins and losses, Ditka's record, I want to say, was worse than Dennis Allen's record. Because a lot of these games, Dennis Allen he's just not he's not a guy good at making adjustments. He's not a leader of men, not as a head coach, not a degree. So I don't think he's the most losingest, or he's the worst coach in Saints history per se, because we had some stinkers, man. We had some garbage ass coaches. But just to contrast it a bit, Mike Ditka was way worse in terms of his win and loss records versus Dennis Allen. I would say Dennis Allen was probably the most disliked coach of all these other guys, to be quite honest with you. So thank you for that, son of God. Big ups to you. Appreciate y'all as well. All right, let's bring some family members. We got brother Yakub. We're gonna bring here to talk to Saints. And remember the situation, fam. I want to hear from y'all, man. We're gonna be doing this up until probably I say about 4:30, cutoff time, 4:40. So y'all roll in. Link is pinned to the chat. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know who the Saints coach should be and why. So we got brother Yakub chime in here. Welcome on to the show, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
Oh man, everything's good. How you doing, Big Q?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Hey, you said it right. It's Yakub. That's the correct way to say it. But
Okay.
They say, New Orleans, they say Yeager. A lot of my people say Yeager. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. I've been around a book or two, brother, so I'm kind of familiar, to what's going on, my man. But welcome on in. What you think about the Saints coaching? Who should be the hire, bro?
I'm gonna say Cliff Kingsbury. I'm gonna say that. Let me say why. Because everybody deserves a second chance. I mean, I think he can work with Derek Carr as a starter first, but Spencer Rattler, he could be training and showing Spencer Rattler the ropes, so he could be preparing him and pertaining to Jaden Daniels. Just like how he worked with Jaden Daniels, he could put Spencer Rattler in that same, particular type of offense mind how quick Jaden Daniels get rid of the ball. You notice how fast he get rid of the ball when he's in that pocket when
Right.
the defenders come towards him. That's why I have a feeling they could beat the Eagles like last game. They scored what 5 touchdowns on the Eagles because Jaden Daniels' quickness, his awareness for the game is like a veteran. You know, so I would take my chance with Cliff Kingsbury because everybody deserves a second chance. You know, I mean, I don't think he was. Then Kyler Murray was young when he was working with Kyler Murray. He was a rookie. I mean, you know, I think Kingsbury, if not, so if you want to just try to work with the aging roster, because the roster is old, like you said, you go with Mike McCarthy. If you want, you know, go with the experience. You know, Mike McCarthy is not a bad coach, but you see what the last 4 or 5 years in Dallas, he couldn't complete the mission in the playoffs. He failed every year. I mean, you know, Cowboy fan is like the Falcons fan. They rise and they fall. You know how the Falcons they rise and fall.
Yeah, they,
23.
they
I
specifically
look,
do that very well, brother. They rise, they get up every morning, they rise up to fall down by midday, brother. So yeah, that's pretty good.
hey, Q, you know I press the 2 on my phone. And automatically when I press 2, 28-3 just time up. I'm serious. I'm so serious. Like I ain't gotta go through the whole process of put 28-3. I just press 2 and it's automatically. You know, it's 28-3. You know, you got to get
The
on my
Falcons
partner,
bring us
man.
the Falcon folks. The Falcons bring us a lot of happiness, don't they, brother? And they folly, don't they? Shout out to the Falcon people.
Yeah. But look, man, the guy Hulk, man, they call him Hulk, man. The partner, he plays in Penix Jr. now. I said, man, what happened to Kirk Cousins? Now you play the Penix Jr. I said, well, you know, you got something with Penix Jr., but I see some things with Penix Jr. too. He overthrew the ball a lot. If you notice that, he threw the ball. He overthrew. He was overthrowing the receivers, man.
Right.
He lost that last game against Carolina. He made some bad plays. He overthrew Mooney was over a couple of times, and he overthrew him. I said, come on, you can't be doing that. Well, he a rookie, so you give him a pass. You know, they're like Spencer Rattler. I told him, I said, man, Spencer, I don't know what game y'all watch. Spencer Rattler played good that last game. He played good. He played good. If you think about it, he played good. He played average. I don't think did he ever turn over?
I don't think so. I don't remember him having one, but yeah, the dude, he's different though, bro. He ain't the typical QB that you know. I mean, like I said, he had almost a seamless transition. Because the pressure didn't affect him at all when he went to Washington, and he went up there, man, and in a tough division, he had all that success, man, right away, galvanized the people. Because Washington really just needed leadership, and then Dan Quinn was a guy that went there. He was a respectable coach, a player's coach. People loved Dan Quinn. He put in the right system. Brought Cliff Kingsbury there to work with him, give that innovation. They had the wide receivers there. They had the running game there. They had to build up their line. The defense was already decent. And look where those people are, bro. The people sitting up there one game away from getting to the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles, who was a rival in their division.
Exactly. And just like you said, Dan Quinn, because I'm glad you mentioned his name because he wasn't responsible for the Falcons losing that lead 28-3. They lost that Super Bowl. That was on Kyle Shanahan for trying to kept passing the ball. Run the ball. You got a 28-3 lead. They ain't passing the ball for. That was on Kyle Shanahan. That wasn't Dan Quinn's fault. You know, they ain't gonna hold Brady. Hell no. You give Brady opportunities. And so that was on Kyle Shanahan. Run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like you said, they're gonna rise and fall.
Right.
But guess what?
I mean, go ahead.
Not to cut you off. Not to cut you off. But you know who's gonna be their downfall? Raheem Morris. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I can say it now. he gonna post something like a timeout. He's supposed to call a timeout. He ain't gonna call it. He's gonna put in the he gonna save it if we can't use it. He got two guns like on halftime with 2 timeouts in his pocket. Man, come on, man. What you doing? What's that? What you doing timeout for?
Hey man, we just know it like I warned the Falcon family members that listen to the stream. It's quite a few of them. I told them, I said, hey, man, y'all know y'all got that embedded in y'all genetics. Is the fact that we know a Falcon gonna Falcon. Sooner or later, a collapse is coming. It's always the case, and it happens. And I was, and they saying, man, Q jinxed us and all this. I'm like, nah, I didn't jinx you. I was just telling you that when we beat them that time, when the Saints beat them, I said that the Saints will beat you. It will start a losing streak, and then you'll start second
Yeah,
guessing yourself. It'll be fine. I told them that told my dog Lo that on the show, the show when we were playing the
yeah.
Falcons. I told them we're gonna beat y'all. Y'all gonna go into a losing streak, and every damn thing I said was going to happened. And it was saying that I was some type that I was I jinxed them. I had a doll out and all this. They doll they doll themselves up, brother. They get the pins and start sticking their own dolls, bro. They pull Falcons.
Big Q, what Low crying about? About the guy they hired, the defensive coordinator.
I
He
don't know.
crying about it. I seen it. He was crying about it. I guess they don't like him. I thought they were gonna hire Dennis Allen.
No, that's who they wanted. They wanted. They would have preferred Dennis Allen if they had, because Dennis Allen's from there. I mean, that's
Yeah,
where he comes from. So from that area, but he was a guy that a lot of them thought that that they should go and get. He wouldn't be a bad pickup, but they went with this other guy, and they don't like this guy's philosophies. They don't think he's the right mix for the type of defense they want. But what could you say? Falcons gonna Falcon, brother.
they've been complaining. I'm like, I see everybody that's a Falcons fan. They just been complaining about him. I thought they were getting Dennis Allen. I guess Dennis Allen going to the Broncos.
Yeah, he was a linebacker. He used to play for different teams, but I mean, I don't think his philosophy be all that bad. But I think they were just saying that they had better choices in terms of defensive coordinator that you could bring in once you got rid of Coach Lake. They had other more, credentialed guys, or guys that know what they're doing that fits the personnel that they have over there. I think that was what some of the commentary was about the court. But yeah, they don't like the hire for the defensive coordinator. So. We'll see how it works, but it's fun watching them complain, man. They have 1,000. My dog Lo be having 1 million emergency week meetings a week, man. So
The doing now, so I think doing hilarious.
it is. But listen, bro, Yakub, thank you for chiming in, man. I appreciate you, bro, for chiming in and dropping some logic, man, about the Saints search, bro. So you prefer Clint Kubiak #1 and McCarthy, correct?
No, not Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, I'm saying what I said, Kubiak. Yeah, Kingsbury. I'm sorry. Yeah, Kingsbury,
Kubiak,
and then McCarthy.
Kubiak, pack his bags. Kubiak can go. He can go.
Yeah.
Kubiak is ready.
I'm with you on that.
Let Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, that's what I want.
All right, I got you, brother Yakub. Thank you, man, for chiming in, brother. Much love and who that to you, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's brother Yakub, man, chiming in, dropping some science, man. Big ups to the fam, man. If y'all want to chime in, man, the link is pinned to the chat. It's in the chat, man. Y'all can pop in. Shout out to my brother, JP, man. JP, shout out to you, brother. JP Kennedy with the Cash App. Thank you, brother. Hold on, we got to get his message here. Damn phone. Let's see. I thought I had his message up here as well. All right. For the show, keep doing your thing. All right, keep doing your thing, bro. Support. All right, thank you, JP. Much love to brother JP with the Cash App. Appreciate you, man. As always, my old railroad brother. All right, much love to all y'all out there too, man. As well, man. For being in the stream, like I said, Uh, we have the link in the chat. Shante says, Q, look on Bleacher Report. Mike Tomlin talk about leaving Pittsburgh and he has no trade clause. I don't know. The Mike Tomlin thing is really strange to me because they're not trying to let him go. That's not what um, the Steelers, and like I said, the Steelers have committed to it. They had a team reached out to them. I forgot which team. Y'all remind me in the chat. But they had a team reached out to the Steelers about Mike Tomlin's availability, and they told him that he wasn't available. Now, does things change this late in the game? Perhaps. I possibly. I mean, we've seen wilder stuff happen before, right? But boy, if Mike Tomlin became available, that would swing a lot of stuff. He would vastly become the most respected a person on the free agency list in terms of the coaches. Now, of course, not free agents, but they might have to end up trading for him because he's still under contract. But like I said, let me look it up, Sean. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, the Mike Tomlin thing is something else, man. I don't think, even though I hear all these rumors about Mike Tomlin, I don't think Mike Tomlin goes anywhere. I don't think he goes anywhere. I don't think the Steelers. How you replace Mike Tomlin this late in the hot? Well, is it late? Really late? How do you replace Mike Tomlin? Is there a better option? If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you're a team like the Steelers who had 3 coaches, I want to say 3 coaches in your entire history, your illustrious Super Bowl. What these people won? Like 5 Super Bowls? How many Super Bowls the Steelers won? Like 5 Super Bowls? Shit, 5 Super Bowls? Something like that. So where would you go if you're the Steelers? Usually the Steelers would be like, where would you go? 6 championships. How about that? Thank you, Charlie. 6 chips. And Mike Tomlin's like got the most cushiony job. He ain't going anywhere, in my opinion. But people have asked about Tomlin. The Steelers say he's not available. I think it's because how everything ended at the end of the year, some frustration there. But I don't think the Steelers, they're a sturdy organization. I don't think they are going to pivot and say, "Oh, we're gonna put Mike Tomlin in the street." Or trade him. I don't see who you get for Mike Tomlin. Who would they bring in for Mike Tomlin? There's no Pete Carroll. I mean, I don't see Pete Carroll in Pittsburgh. I don't see that. But I don't know. I mean, I would love for him to be in the mix, but I don't think he's available. I think a lot of what's going on is rumorville circulating around Mike Tomlin. Man, I would love to have Mike Tomlin as the coach. Jerry Jones would go hell over to try to get Mike Tomlin to go to Cowboy country. He would go and try his absolute best to outbid the Saints if that was the case. Right. So we're gonna keep looking though, Chantel. Thank you. All right. H-Town says Joe Brady led LSU to championship, one of the best college football teams ever in the SEC, but he's not ready to coach the Saints. Now, bro, yes, that LSU, I'm LSU dude, bro. So, man, that season was terrific. I mean, we ran through all of them guys. Pause. But we whipped everybody's tail. We would have, that was a awesome year. Undefeated, they couldn't mess with us. That was beautiful. We destroyed Alabama that year. We knocked off Jalen Hurts' Oklahoma team that year. Remember, they were having problems with them. Boy, no problem at all. I think, didn't we beat Clemson that year to claim the title? Didn't we beat Clemson? And they were supposed to be a juggernaut. Man, we tore them people up. All of them teams, man, they undefeated. And it started off like with the first game where I think we barely won that first game, week 1 game or something like that. And then or it was the second or third, I forget. But something happened where we just started, it just hit. But the thing about it, Joe Brady talks about this when they asked him, like at the time, like what happened? Because remember, Joe Burrow was a transfer. He came over from the Ohio State Buckeyes. He couldn't get any time on with he was buried on that QB list with Oklahoma. I mean, Ohio State. So when he came to LSU, we were like, yeah, Joe Brady, this, that, Joe Burrow, all this kind of stuff. And man, they began to build around him, and they had some success leading up to that year. Prior to that year, like figuring it out, and they had the great idea to ultimately, go to Joe Brady, Burrow. I keep saying Joe Brady, but go to Joe Burrow and say that this was Joe Brady, and he was saying, hey man, we're gonna build an offense around you. And he started saying what plays you like, what plays do you like to do, and what plays you like to run, and that changed everything. Because when he started, we're gonna do this, and they started building and molding the offense around the plays that Joe Burrow was comfortable with doing, it helped change everything. Plus, we had all that talent there, and it just flowed. We had a fantastic wide receivers. The defense was where it needed to be, and we just dominated. The stars was aligned. We ran through the entire college slate, and just was, boy, it was a awesome year, man. Awesome year. Terrific year. That was a great year for college football, especially for LSU, man. We was kicking tail and ain't taking no names. We was tearing it up. But yeah, man, I remember that, but that was fun times then. H-Town says Kingsbury had a Heisman Trophy winner as a head coach and failed, but JD5 saved his head coaching life. Yes, he did. Remember, he was supposed to go to y'all remind me, wasn't the Philadelphia Eagles? He was supposed to go to Philly. I want to say it was Philly. He turned those folks down. He was supposed to go to Philly, and he turned them down. And he ended up taking that job with the Commanders, which was a great move. So if you don't get a head coaching hire this time around, more than likely he will get an opportunity next cycle of head coaches if it's not this year. But I'm not mad at him for shutting down the interview process so he can focus on it. They won game from the Super Bowl. This is when you really want to not have any any distractions at all. You want to focus in on what you're doing, So we're gonna see how it go, man. We're gonna see how it goes, man. But yeah, you're absolutely right on that, bro, on all accounts. All right, what's up, Tasha? Shout out to Tasha and my brother Sean. All right, Bobbin says, I disagree, Joe Brady to the Saints. Oh, you said I disagree, Joe Brady. Oh, so you don't like Joe Brady to the Saints, what you're saying. Bobbin, let me know. Son of God says, I looked this up. Did you know, Q, every head coach who coached Dallas never been head coach again? Do McCarthy become a head coach again? Your thoughts? So you said every okay. Every head coach who Dallas never been who was with Dallas is what you're saying, right? Did you know that every head coach who coached Dallas never been a head coach again? Is that right? Well, let's look at that thing. What was Garrett? Jason Garrett, was he a coach again? He was an offensive coordinator, wasn't he? Jimmy Johnson, wasn't Jimmy Johnson? Yeah, he was a coach. When Jimmy Johnson left, he went to coach the Dolphins. So yeah, he was a coach again. So I don't know. Might have just poked holes in that one right there, bro. I might have just poked holes in it a little bit, brother. No, bro. I think Jimmy Johnson. He left the Cowboys and he became a head coach in the Miami Dolphins. So yeah, that's not completely true. Maybe you're saying in terms of recent, huh? You're saying recent guys, but I know Jason Garrett, he went to become I think he was the offensive coordinator with the Giants or something like that. Who else did they have that was actually a coach down there that was head coaching for him that was worth anything? Maybe recent you're talking about there, bro. But Mike McCarthy gonna shoot holes in this theory too as a recent too, bro. Because somebody gonna give Mike McCarthy a head coaching job, bro. Whether it be the Saints right now, the Saints, he's high on the Saints list, so that could be busted up right now, currently, by Mike McCarthy. I think McCarthy probably ended up getting the job. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson left the Cowboys and went to the Miami Dolphins to be a head coach, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me do my little research here right quick, bro. Give me a second. Uh, let me see here. Let's see. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson back in. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, Dave Campbell, Chan Gailey, no. Dave Campbell, no, he didn't get a job. Bill Parcells never got another job. Wade Phillips, they got a lot of old ass coaches that. Yeah, they had a lot of old guys. Jerry was hiring a lot of old guys, man. You know, before they got him on up out of here, because the last 5 or 6 of them were Jimmy Johnson and let's see, Jimmy Jimmy Johnson left because it wasn't Barry Switzer. I think Barry Switzer he left there, and I think he went in to retirement after that. But yeah, after Jerry left Dallas, I mean Jimmy Johnson left Dallas. He returned in 1996 to become the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, where he served until retiring after the '99 season. You know, he retired in 1999. So yeah, right after he left the Cowboys, he signed with the Dolphins in 1996, and then we talking about Jimmy Johnson. So I think we might have just poked a hole in it. Barry Switzer, no. Chan Gailey, no. Dave Campbell, no. Bill Parcells, no. No, meaning they hadn't become head coaches in the NFL no more. Wade Phillips, no. Jason Garrett, I don't think Garrett, I think he just became a coordinator for the for the Giants when he left. Yep, he left. He was the head coach of the Cowboys he was the interim coach in 2010, became the coach in 2011, all the way to 2019. Then he went to the Giants the next year from 2020 to 2021 to be the offensive coordinator. So no, he never was a coach again. And then he's out of the league. I think he's on television now talking about it. So yeah, they did it. I think I just poked a hole in it with Jimmy Johnson, bro. It's been a while, and ultimately Mike McCarthy will do it this year. But thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
All right, man. Appreciate you. I see you, OG. Just sit right there, my brother. I'll be coming to you in a minute, man, to get your thoughts on who should be the coach in your opinion of the team, man. I just had to look this up for Son of God, man. It kind of look like kind of poked holes in it. All right, that's my thoughts, brother. You know, so yeah, and then McCarthy gonna do it again, bro. Okay. All right, big ups to y'all, man. Chemo says I'm so interested to see who it's going to be. Yeah, and it's your choice, bro. So that's what if y'all know who it's going to be, if y'all have a strong opinion of who the Saints coach should be, now's your time. Like I said, chime in, links in the chat. We got OG coming up next to give his thoughts on what it is. You could be it too. Shout out to Yakub. He was here earlier giving his thoughts. If y'all want to give y'all thoughts on the Saints, direction of the Saints, who the coach should be, hit the link. Then let me hear from you. All right, we're going to bring in OG. OG, how you doing, brother?
What's going on? Big Q, the Godfather.
What's up, OG? How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Happy New Year, everybody. If I haven't said it to you lately.
Same to you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Hope all is well. And hello to everybody in the chat. What's good, y'all? Hope all is well with y'all. After we had this big snowstorm that came through on Tuesday, and I know y'all still feeling the effect of it. And I know it's thawing out right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's that stuff falling all off. I'm looking out the back of my house. They had icicles. They done fell all down, so it's heating up, brother. So we doing all good. We doing all right.
Same over here. But my thoughts on the next head coach, Q. I know. I already heard the news about Glenn to the Jets. I heard about Ben Johnson to the Bears, and I already heard about Vrabel to the Patriots. But it really don't matter to me who. It don't matter if it is McCarthy. It don't matter if it's Rizzi. It don't matter if it's Kingsbury. To me, it really don't matter as long as them coaches one of the coaches that do become our next head coach is way better than Possum Puss, better known as Dennis Allen.
I agree, bro.
They have a better mindset than that dork. So
That's right. You ain't lying, bro. We need a lot more than what he gave us. Give me your list though, OG. Who you like? I mean, I know you said it don't matter, but any particular ones that you hearing that you like philosophy wise? You got it. Any ones in particular that float your boat? I know you say it don't matter, but any ones in particular that you seen that you like? Kingsbury, Rizzy. I mean, any name out there that
what's
that
the other coach you talking about from Miami? Weaver,
Anthony
right?
Weaver?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind having Anthony Weaver as our next coach. I wouldn't mind having Kingsbury. It really, to me, it don't matter as long as it's the right one. So Mickey don't screw it up like he always do. Talking about you gotta look beyond. Man, Mickey, be quiet. Why don't you just step down and let somebody else be general manager? Oh, hold on now. I'm the best general manager you got. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Not to my knowledge, you ain't. No. Get somebody that can turn this team around. Because think about it, Big Q. 4 seasons and no playoffs. The last time the Saints was in the playoffs was 2020, the COVID year. That's the last time we went there.
Jeez.
And I'm tired. And dude, I know everybody in the chat. I know the entire Who Dat Nation is the same way with me. Everybody is tired of sitting at home watching these other teams get a crack at the Super Bowl and not us being in it.
They ain't lying, brother. Amen to
No,
that.
no. I mean, I want to get back to when the Saints were dominating folks and just beat your ass. I don't care what team show up.
Right. Yeah,
I want.
that's what I hear you on that, OG, because that's what I'm looking at too, brother. I mean, we done lost our way in many regards.
Exactly. So,
but listen, OG, I thank you, man, for chiming in, bro. We got another person coming behind you, but hey, bro, good to hear from you as always, man. I appreciate your support, my brother, and always you're one of the realest brothers, and I appreciate you, man, for always stopping by and showing love, brother.
I appreciate that, Big Q. Still rocking them sunglasses. looking like Digging Elwood. I did enjoy that round table last week. It's always fun when y'all had these round tables, especially when your boy Big Law had them emergency live streams.
Got 1,000 emergency live streams a week, man.
But on the real Big Q, like they always say, thank God every day I'm not a Falcon that blew a 28-3 lead.
You ain't lying.
That's right.
All right, Big Q, you take it easy, my brother.
Thank you, bro. That much love. That's the OG, man, chiming in, man. OG Jerry, man, is in this thing. Shout out to OG, always representing the mighty Who Dat Nation, man. We thank Jerry, man. Always a good dude, and his support. All right, we got another fam chiming in. We got Brother Byron. We know Brother Byron gonna set it off, man. If y'all will chop it up with me, man, listen. Link is in the chat. Now is the chance. You know what, fam? I have not been doing these live, the call-ins like I usually do. I used to do them all the time, but we be bringing that back, family. Maybe not every day, but we'll see how it goes, man. As I'm gonna have more of a set time when I kind of roll out the Coma. But hey, man, listen, I always the greatest part of being able to do these streams is to reach out and talk to the mighty Who Dat Nation, have a voice and a platform to elevate them, their voice and their perspective. So if you felt like you need to be heard, now is the time. Tasha says, Q, did you go out to build a snowman? No, I didn't, Tasha. I did not build A snowman, I did not. I went out and I seen all that snow on that was on top of my vehicle. I was like, I'm not touching that shit. I'm gonna let Mother Nature do it. Mother Nature started heating up and that snow melted. So yeah, we on the plus side of things. No, but I didn't build a snowman or whatnot. I did put my hand in it and say, man, this shit way too cold. Let me go back inside. That's what I did. Oh, it is too cold, man. It's true. But thankfully enough, no power went off. Our internet went off for a little bit. That's why I didn't stream. Well, yesterday was Tuesday, so we did the Patreon thing, but my internet was down for a little bit too. But it's been mostly me just catching up on sleep and catching up on a few business things I had to do. But no snowman, no. They got plenty of people that's out there that did do it. All right, Max says, why are we hyping up Kingsbury? Is it another case of maybe he's improved, which we dealt with for the last 3 years? How about that? Max making us think about that. Max bringing some maximum thinking there. Why are we so hyped up? But that's a part of it, though, isn't it, Max? Like you say, okay, the guy is he the same guy he was that failed in Arizona? Is it a case of him just being more than what he should be? The only way you can figure this out is either you have a crystal ball or you give him the job for you to be able to figure out which one is he, right? We knew off the top that Dennis Allen, we thought that he couldn't screw it up, but boy, did he screw it up. But that's what happened when you have guys that look at it and these guys they're not who they don't have it. And we know Dennis Allen was one of these guys who just did what he wanted to do. He had nobody checking him. He had no person that can check bad behavior. I mean, the guy was destroying the team, backstabbing, lying to his players, and you had a general manager that just allowed him to do it. The guy literally tried to, and this messes with me to this day, fam. And shout out to Marshawn Lattimore. Let me give Marshawn Lattimore a round of applause, man. Look what he's doing in Washington. Shout out to Laddie Daddy, man. Laddie Daddy, man, look what he's doing in Washington. And all he wanted to do was the Saints to win. And they set up there all those. He was complaining about the fact that the Saints were failing. And they tried to trade that man because he was upset about losing. People called him a diva. And all he was talking about, he's a bad teammate and all this. And all the man was talking about was he was tired of losing. He was tired of losing. This is unacceptable. This type of stuff behind the scenes. And they tried to trade the man because he was trying to fight against a losing culture. That is insane. But that's what kind of idiot you have that's a general manager. He doesn't talk to anybody. He believes whatever the coach tell him. Doesn't go out and this is a well-known fact that he doesn't talk to those players. He doesn't talk to those players. So why the hell would they have anything if he comes out in the end of season press conference and tell them, man, it's not going to be comfortable. Remember, he said that last year. Remember that? He came out last year and said, we're going to make it uncomfortable for you guys. Well, guess what? They went backwards. See, they're not counting on you to remember the goofy shit that they say. He came out last year and said that, we're going to make it uncomfortable for their asses. I know, I tell you something. You're not going to be comfortable, Bucky. Let me tell you something. I know. Only I could be comfortable. He said that the last year. And then they went backwards. They went from 9 wins to 5 wins. Well, you know why, IQ? I don't know why, Mickey. Oh, well, injuries. That's what happened. Oh, I know, That's what happened. It was the injuries. You said that 3 years in a row, Mickey. Well, that's just showing you that I'm consistent. Yeah, you're a consistent liar. Yeah, that's what you are. Yeah, you're a consistent liar. That's what you do. But thank you, Max. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate that, man. All right. Big ups to the fam. Can you too? You says G is right. 50 mil over the cap with an agent roster locked. His roster locked in. Whoever will be fired in 2 years. Shout out to my dog JP. Says, as long as Mickey is the GM, it pains me to say this, but we're not going anywhere as a franchise. These failures these past 4 years fall squarely on him. Hold on now, JP. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on. Stop the presses. Hold on. It was injuries. Injuries. Hold on now. People are not buying the injury excuse. Shout out to you, JP. Saints for Life says Kingsbury inherited a bad team in Arizona. He improved their record every year, but his last year, if ownership was good, he would have kept his job. But the thing is, too, wasn't there some issue between Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray? Didn't they have? Wasn't there some type of friction that was happening between him and Kyler Murray at the time? That might just put some more information in there of what really happened. Wasn't there some type of friction? Y'all remind me, man. Y'all remind me. One Smoke says, I agree, y'all hyping up Kingsbury. He hasn't showed he can win as a head coach. These are points. But is this a case? That's what I'm saying, fam. Really, all you have is resume, right? And you say, well, that wasn't the proper environment for you to win. The Saints says, why? Because the Saints will be patient. The Saints will get him the players that he needs, this type of stuff, right? You could say that about Mike McCarthy on the screen right here, eating the beignet. We need to keep Mike out of there too, man. Mike looked like he about 8 months pregnant on one of them pictures I seen. I was like, man, what you eating out there, bro? Entire cows? I remember Mike McCarthy used to be smaller than that. Mike McCarthy used to be a smaller dude, man. Mike McCarthy was sitting up there looking like he was 6 months pregnant. Man, I'm like, what the hell is Mike McCarthy eating out there? What they putting in the steak? What is they putting in the food out there? You just go to the gas station to find the nearest air supply, just stick it and just turn it on. Man, what's going on out there? We got to keep him away from down there, man. You got him eating beignets with beads on right here. Somebody made a AI generation of them. I thought that was pretty clever. All right. Yeah, he said, but you could say that about a lot of these guys, but your resume is what gets you in the door, right? Your resume, most of the times. Well, there is no other person that has more of a grander resume than Mike McCarthy. Everybody else is either outside of Cliff Kingsbury was a coach. He was a coach in college, and then he was a head coach in the NFL. There, between the Saints people, that's the only 4 or 5 guys you're talking to. The rest of them are at coordinator level, and he's done what they've done. So he has I don't want to say a better resume, but he's done more in the time that he's been connected as a football coach, head coach in college, head coach in the pros. His resume got him to the job in Arizona for what he was doing in college. That's made him a hot sought after coach. Arizona hired him right after college. He was there with them. So he was a head coach in college, head coach in the pros. Then he goes to a coordinator level over the last several years and brings himself back around. Did he learn something? Did he learn something that'll help him become a better coach the next time around? There's no other way to figure that out without giving him the job, right? Somebody got to give him the job to see if he can win as a head coach with all this other stuff, because he obviously feel like, hey, man, I can do it right. Just give me a shot. We'll see. But that's an interesting thing, man. But you can say that about a lot of these guys, like it wouldn't make you think that a Weaver or a Kafka or a Joe Brady, because Joe is less experienced than those. Well, I ain't gonna say he's less experienced than a Kafka. Weaver has a lot of experience, but it's still the highest there have been is coordinators. So I guess you can kind of lump them together. But at the end of the day, you start with the resume, and McCarthy obviously has the higher of the two, but you can basically say that about a lot of these guys, right? But if you take a chance on an inexperienced coordinator coach, you most certainly are a team looking at a full out rebuild, even though we know that the Saints are in a rebuild situation without even telling you, because I mean, the record says it all. 5-12 with an old ass team with $50 million in the cap. What else can you do except for that? It's just, like we're making those trade contracts, try to get from up under all this stuff and just go into just bringing and redoing this. You don't want to do it like that. Hold on, we'll just bring this guy here, put him there, set this other guy here, and then we'll move this guy around over here, and then we'll put that there, and bam, wham, bam, bam, we're in the Super Bowl. No, it's not going to quite work that well. We'll see what they got going on, man, and if the man could turn it around. But he got a lot of stuff we got to deal with coming here. It's not exactly a walk in the door, plug and play type scenario, if you ask me. Saint for Life says, yes, King went to bat for Murray on his contract extension, but when he started playing bad, Cliff Kingsbury was acting like a big baby that also didn't help owner back him over the coach. I thought it was something like that. I knew it was something like that because I remember scantly the situation that occurred. It was friction that was behind the quarterback and the head coach that got him canned. That's what I remember just off to the side in my periphery dealing with Saint stuff. And then you see other stuff going on over the years. And then you hear this guy gets canned. And I remember hearing the friction stuff going on between Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. He lost his quarterback. When he lost his quarterback, he lost his job. And they hadn't done, I don't think they've been doing too much anything since Cliff Kingsbury left anyway. So I forgot who they got out there. Another unknown coach with Gannon, whoever, he's out there coaching. I don't know if he's doing, is it Gannon? I don't know. See, does it really matter? Does it? I mean, all right. So anyway, yeah, Smoke says, yeah, McCarthy first option, Brady second. Okay, thank you. All right, T Mama. What's up, T Mama, baby? Where you been? You all right? Everything good? How you doing out there? Says Mike need to be fast.
What?
Yeah, Mike gut, man. Boy, if somebody got mad at Mike and gave him one good gut punch, boy, you better send for the ambulance quickly. Better send for that. I don't think he make it out of there. If somebody got mad at Mike and gave him one serious gut punch, that'll be the end of it. Boy, that'll be the end of it there. That'll be the end of it right there, boy. One good gut punch, boy, that Mike will be a midget after that. All right. She said, okay. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good. T Mama. Much love to you. Good to see you, girl. Hope like I said, hope everything. I know you out there in whatchamacallit. Hope you ain't nowhere near all that stuff going, that fire going on, all that kind of stuff. B Flat said the game is past Mike by plenty of weapons in Dallas failed. He said the game is past Mike. That's what I was saying about some of these guys. Like you bringing some, and this is like Max was throwing out the ideas. What deserves Kingsbury an opportunity to be a coach? The question is like, what about like the opposite side of it, like with Mike McCarthy? What he did in Dallas, could this possibly be the top of the mountain, the apex? Could this be it? You expecting him to come here and change with the Saints? We got a lot of issues, but is the window to win for the Saints have passed? That's a serious question that we got to ask ourselves, because sometimes we get trapped into thinking that, hey, man, we can win every year. Well, I mean, you had a window and the window's no longer in existence. This window doesn't exist anymore. It's gone, right? We had an opportunity to win and it's not the case now, right? Well, it could it be, or you see what I'm saying? Because you have to have the environment to be able to grow something. You got to have the soil has to be fertile. You got enough water there. You got to have enough sunshine there. You got to have certain factors to be successful. You just ain't gonna walk into the cold tundra and say, "Hey, man, I'm about to grow the biggest plants in the world right here," and it's just snow everywhere. This shit piled up 20 feet high, snow everywhere. You talking about, I'm gonna build, this is gonna be what we gonna plant our flag. We're gonna grow all kind of shit. No, you're not growing you're not growing in ice. You got to have the proper environment for growth. Now, is this the New Orleans Saints? An environment that's you're $50 million in the red, $50+ million in the red. You got a quarterback that you stuck to. What if the guy don't want that guy? What if he wants his own guy? Will Loomis let him get rid of him? Who wants him? Then, you got an old team, and toward the back end of their contracts, a lot of these guys are not tradable, so you kind of stuck with them. And this is not this year. This goes into next year too. So if you're the coach and you are going to sign, how many years are we signing this guy for? This guy will ultimately oversee the youth movement that will happen in 2 years from now. So is he ready for that? Or is this just a guy that you're trying to get you over the hump back into playoff responsibility as quick as you can on a 2 year deal? What are we talking about here? You see what I'm saying? What is it? What how many years they talking about with this guy? You see what I'm saying? And then the question is he beyond is he beyond his ability? Has the game passed Mike McCarthy uh, by? Has it passed him by? You see what I'm saying? Because we're in a situation where I've said it before. I think our window to win the last 4 years, we had the window to win, and they wasted the window. We didn't do anything. They did it. Let's just rephrase that. The Saints leadership and brass blown the last 4 years. The 4 year window they were supposed to be competing for postseasons, they completely blew that window. And now we're on the back end heading into a full out flip flopping of the team from old to new. This is where we are. Or is this conducive? $50 million in the red is laughable, man. That's terrible. And then he sits up saying, yeah, well, it's only 32 jobs, like 31 jobs, other jobs like this in the NFL. Of course, it's a sort out job. Yeah, but for what candidate, though? You don't want just, anybody will take the job because it's an NFL job. It pays well. But you don't want anybody. You want the right candidate who has vision and knows, hey, man, I can fix this. You got 50 million. We can do this. You got this quarterback. Listen, let's do this, that, and third. What kind of answers we talking about here? Because you don't want to pay this guy, put him here, and then you fail, and then he comes back out next year and says, well, listen, we just got Mike McCarthy. You got to be patient. And remember, injuries. And, he been doing, that's the last 3 years. I can go back further, but the last 3 years, Mickey Loomis opened the press conference blaming losing on injuries. Every year he does it. Every year is injuries. Injuries. Over and over again. Sick of that guy with that, man. Sick. I'm sick of these guys with this excuse all the time. Injuries, always with the injuries. What's up with this guy? Always with the injuries. All right, you're gonna bring in Brother Byron, man. Brother Byron, welcome on in. How you doing, brother?
Oh, what's up, Q?
How you feeling, bro? How you feeling about your Saints and the next head coach? Who you got on your list, brother?
Well, I just think that these candidates that we have, that we're bringing in, for the interview. I just think you just hire the right person, man. You got to get the guys going to have more leadership, more experience, have a resume reference that how to do things smart though, easy, fair and fair instead of unfair. And you need a guy that's gonna come here and get this organization turned around, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to hire a guy that's not gonna get things, to mess up, like we had Dennis Allen though, regard today, he made a lot of mistakes. And that was a bad hire that the Saints did though, because they should never chose Dennis Allen in the first place. But you need somebody with an IQ, a mindset, that have benefit, you know what I'm saying? Trust how to do things the way it's supposed to be, not trying to harm everything, screw things up, not trying to be deniable about certain things. You can't get things and not trying to be handled, but you got to be having mindful and have a mindset with that. And the solution is that you got to get things on track and have a focus on that. You know what I'm saying? So people can do on the same page, be on the core. You know what I'm saying? Communicate, have that kind of connection, and talk some sense to people to how to do things correctly, though. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to fool somebody and not trying to do things, worse and bad, in a kind of, problems. And we had that before, though, Q. And I think the reason why I'm saying this, though, because the difficult that we have issues that we can't expect how we're going to get everything back the way it belongs is that it's causing to mess up everything purpose. You know what I'm saying? When we don't hire the right guy, you got to sit down and talk to them, have a conversation, see what their backgrounds, see how to communicate, how to put everything towards the top. You know what I'm saying? And how to raise everything higher above the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Level to level, step by step. You know what I'm saying? That's how you have a relationship with somebody that's going to be more equalized, but you know how to put things towards that. You know what I'm saying? You can't embrace it and make us a sufferers. And that's why we had that problems that's going on way from many years, that we don't have the right guy that's gonna put the pieces, but we just gotta add to it though, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is about coaches, when you sit down and talk to them and see how they know they're gonna be, meant to be, how to get things on track, how to get things focused, and how we have a brain towards your brain. You know what I'm saying? That we could be, one on one and see how we, observe that. You know what I'm saying? How our curves. You know what I'm saying? How we could put everything and turn things, up a notch. So that's what I'm saying. But my coaches, I think I could choose, like I say, Joe Brady. I like Joe Brady. You know what I'm saying? Because he know the Saints for a while. He's an offense assistant coach and everything. He got much, he can do things, make things how everything handled and everything. I like Anthony Weaver, he's a defensive coordinator, with Miami and everything. But he could be a hire too, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And the third option, I would say Brian Flores. You know what I'm saying? Because we know he was a head coach before in Miami, before he was defensive coordinator. He got experience, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's my three choose right there, BQ, Flores, Brady, and Weaver. I'm not too high on Mike McCarthy because I know he got a lot more, experience for himself. He's been in NFL for a long time as a head coach and everything. But I'm just not on him though, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think he's a perfect fit though. I think that he's a good person and everything, but I just don't see that he's the kind of guy I roll with though. I think that Joe Brady, Weaver, and Flores, that's my three guys. I'm just going to just see who will be the coach for the Saints though for 2025.
Good calls on them, Brian. Right there, brother Byron is really good calls. I do respect and like Brian Flores a lot. I thought he should have been in the interview this year. Last cycle when the Saints did it, he was interviewed. This year they kind of went with Weaver, who was in a similar position that Flores was in, because he was the defensive coordinator. I want to say of the Dolphins when the Saints interviewed him for the head coaching job 3.5 years ago before they settled on Coach Possum. But yeah, I think Flores should be an additional guy in there, and I do respect what you're saying about Mike Weaver. Mike Weaver's an interesting hire, man. A lot of people, if you go and watch Mike Weaver's interviews and listen to him, man, the dude has a lot of D'Amico Ryan type attributes that I like a lot, man. That was like, yeah, man. The Texan support base and the media love D'Amico Ryans, and it'd just be cool to just have that type of coach here again. Like, the support base and the media just loves the coach because he's a great dude and he knows how to get to win and he's accountable. The players love him. It'd be so cool to have that type of energy around the team again. And it's been a while since we've seen that happen. But yes, this is going to be very interesting. But in the end, Byron, who do you think who gets the call in your opinion?
Well, it's going to come down to this, Big Q. I would say probably I probably would say Joe Brady. I would go with Joe Brady because, like I say, he know everything a lot. Like I said, he know the Saints, he know the organization. You know what I'm saying? He was assistant coach, offensive coordinator. I think he could be a tremendous hire, and I think that he could lead this team where we need to be and get back to what we was doing, throughout the whole years that we never been, since. And I think that we need to go ahead and get him, to be the guy, you know what I'm saying? Because, and I think he's the right choice. I think he's exactly to choose. And I think that's my guy. Like I said, like what you were saying, BQ, about the LSU won the national championship since 2019. Yeah. We're the best record.
Yeah.
Nobody beat LSU. Nobody beat LSU. When we had Joe Burrow, Jamal Chase, those guys, we were a dangerous team, bro.
We was awesome.
We were a dangerous team, and you can't fool that team We have all that weapons. But now, when Joe Brady, can you imagine that he could do the same thing with the Saints and he could put some more, skilled players on his offense? Surround, you got Kamara and Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave and those guys. But can you imagine that Joe Brady could do some sparkle? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying this man know what he could do. He could call the plays. He know the offense. He could do things. He could put things right on the map. I'm saying that you can hire him though, bro. That's my chosen right there, BQ. I just think I don't see other guys. Candidate, Aaron Glenn went to the Jets. Wish luck to him though and everything. I'm not too much on Aaron Glenn though, but I just think that Joe Brady though, man, it's just telling me right in my mind though, bro. I just see my vision though because that I think this man got more skills than any guy that's right behind him in the candidate for the coach position. I got to roll with Joe Brady, bro, hands down.
It is. Brother Byron says Joe Brady, he wants Joe Brady as the next head coach in the New Orleans Saints, man. There you go. So, I mean, he'll oversee the switch from an old team to a new team. He'll definitely bring innovation offensively speaking. There's no doubt about it, man. The experience factor is one of the things that we'll have to deal with because the Saints are in a position now. Like I said, I'm not blind to the fact that I do recognize the Saints' position insofar as where we are now in the natural order of the NFL and the NFC, and even in particular the NFC South, where you watch all these other teams. Tampa Bay still very much are doing what they do for 4 years straight, are holding down the NFC South. They made the playoffs. The Atlanta Falcons sooner or later going to get it right. They've been messing around here or there. Sooner or later, they're going to screw around and get something going. Carolina already showing you they're on their way. So where does that place the Saints? We're in straits like we are 5-12 just don't happen to you. That's not you had injuries last year and you were able to win 9 games. Didn't get you to the playoffs, but a lot of games this year Saints should have won, and it's just because of their own incompetence and bad coaching, team not being prepared, not just excuses. The truth is it was other things going on, bad coaching, non-vision, non-accountability, guys not doing what they're supposed to do, blown blocks, missed passes, all this kind of stuff that they don't want to talk about because they want to pass the buck. But we don't allow you to pass the buck. You need to account for the things that you do wrong. And until they do right, talk about the right stuff, they're going to continue to look bad. So it's going to be difficult moving forward in the position that we are in. And it's going to be an interesting offseason, no doubt about it. Brother Byron, man. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I just think the eyes is, though, BQ, you got to understand this, though, because all the stuff that's going on right now, you can't fool nobody though, bro. Because it's too much tricks going on, this foolish games that we got to deal with this kind of nonsense. Because this is ridiculous, hilarious, pitiful, piece of mess that I'm looking at right now because we got to deal with Mickey Lewis and all this Kayes drama and everything. What the hell he talking about? He talking about, yeah, we got this, we got that, and then all of a sudden it's like deja vu, all in your face. So we got to get this thing turned around, bro, because it's too risky to fool somebody that you can't play somebody and then you just doing some harm. And as a fans, we are how we represent our team wise. We got their back though. But it's all about leadership in the locker room, bro. It's all about the front office. It's all about fan bases. It's all about materials. It's all about identity. It's all about being trust each other. It's all about being operation. You know what I'm saying? Motivation, grind and grind, pound to pound. You know what I'm saying? That's how I get things developed. You know what I'm saying? You can't just screw it up and make excuses and pretend to fix everything and everything. You're not trying to get everything the focus of, but you gotta have a mindset with that. You gotta have a solution to how to put as details and accountability and everything. You know what I'm saying? And attention of it, because that's how you have a true leader of amount of it. When people do their job the way they do their job more often, though, that's how you get things organized. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get things quick and everything, fast and everything. Hurry, pace by pace. You can't slow things down, hold things back up if you don't speed up the, down the ways though. That's what McLuhan needs to start doing though, BQ, because he just been lacking though, bro. Ever since then, he as a general manager and as a vice president of operation, he don't not get his duties though, bro. And that's the consequence with that. That's the issue, the situation that we got to deal with Mickey Lewis every single over and over, back and forth. When you hear his press conference and stuff like that, he's not doing his job the way he's supposed to do his job. And that's what's caused concern for me though, bro. And you know the players that they're not satisfied with though. The Who That Nation, you all know the family, you know, my family and everything. You know, I tell my auntie about this, and I told her, she said, she just hate what Mickey Lewis doing and everything. And I say, look, auntie, this man don't know how to get things on, though. That's the problem with him, though. And it's too wasting time. The goal is all this stuff back and forth, though. It's pitiful, and it's sick to my stomach, though, bro. And I just think I can't allow that, though, bro. So we need to make some change deeply, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, I say Joe Brady could be a tremendous hire. You know what I'm saying? If the Saints want to go that route, you know what I'm saying? But he's my guy. He's my chosen, though. That's my decision. But you need to find some new staffs. I don't know if they're going to probably keep the staff that we had with Denzel brought his guys in. But anyway, it is, you need to make some change in that front office and hire new people and bring in, you know what I'm saying? So we can see how we can get towards the direction we need to be into next season. But we need to go out there and knock out the park, because we got a draft coming up less than 2 months away. You know, the Saints pick at number 9. First time ever they pick in the early first round. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of stuff to do, BQ, this month and next month during the off season before we hit towards the draft. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't waste all this stuff for nothing, though, bro. We got to get this thing on back the way we would be as a Saints football team and start winning games into the season, and hope that we can make a push and get back to the postseason, though, and win the division.
All right, man. That's Brother Byron dropping the facts, man. All right, Brother Byron, man. Listen, man, appreciate you for chiming in as always, my brother. Thank you, man. And good to hear from you, bro. Who that to you, man?
Appreciate it, BQ. Anytime. Thank you, man. Who that for life?
Who that for life? Thank you, brother. All right, that's Brother Byron, man, doing this thing, man. Always good to hear from Brother Byron, man. Sobering perspective on the direction of the New Orleans Saints team. Shout out to my IG people out there. Phil, good to see you. NMG, DC Soul, and Jay Broussard 637. Shout out to y'all and the rest of the family listening via X and the other platforms that's out there, man. Listen, fam, we'll pop back up here tomorrow or maybe Friday. We'll have some more game on what's going on with the black and gold, and so far as the next moves with Coach Glenn, because the big shoe that fell today, what a lot of people was waiting on to see what was going on with Aaron Glenn, is that he did accept the job to join the Jets. So that's something that he did. He is going to be the next Jets head coach, and word on the street is he's supposed to be picking up Coach Wilkes as the defensive coordinator to join him with the Jets. So that's a lot of stuff going on right there, man. And you heard Adam Schefter. We started the broadcast with Adam Schefter talking about former players who are now head coaches of their organizations, man, coming in there and understanding the culture of what needs to happen. That's a different perspective, to be honest with you, but that is quite the trend that's happening in the NFL, that former players are coming in to reinstall winning culture. You're seeing Coach Campbell do that in Detroit. He played there. You see Coach Glenn going back to the Jets where he played there. You see Harbaugh doing it with the Chargers. You've seen several other coaches who used to as a player play for these organizations are now head coaches. That's a very unique trend going on. And in many places it's been D'Amico Ryans is another dude who did that. D'Amico Ryans played for the Texans and he came back as a head coach and he had all kind of good success. So that has been something that's been popping and that has happened, has been quite the successful trend. The Saints we'll see what they got going on. McCarthy seen as the front runner there, and behind him is a lot of it saying is Joe Brady. I'm not mad at it at all. I wonder if you can get two of them. Like if the Saints bring in McCarthy, I don't know, and they offered Joe Brady the offensive coordinator job I don't know if he's the assistant coach though. See, that'd be the thing though. I don't know why he would leave Buffalo after coming to try to be down with the Saints. I don't know if that would be something that they'll try to do, but they try to do that. The last coaching hire, remember when they wanted Dennis Allen as the head coach, but then wanted Eric Bieniemy to be the offensive coordinator, and he turned him down? Although I think what would have Eric Bieniemy would have looked like as an offensive coordinator if he would have said, you know what, I'll take the job, but I'll be the assistant coach. Let me be the assistant coach. Have the assistant coach tag. They say, okay, cool. You know, if Dennis Allen get fired, he would have walked right into a head coaching job. So I mean, you know, I wonder what his offense would have looked like underneath Dennis Allen. I wonder what that would have looked like, and that's kind of interesting to see. Because that you talking about personality clashes, man, that would have been a big clash of personalities with Eric Bieniemy and Dennis Allen. That would have been a big clash right there. Even though Dennis Allen is not an adversarial guy, he's more of the backstabby variety. Like he'll agree with you and then walk off and then undermine you secretly. And then you walk up to him, you know, and say, hey, man, did you do this such and such? Then he'll walk up to you and grab both sides of your stomach and says, you're absolutely right. Ask Arthur Smith that shit. He asked Arthur Smith, was that very weird? Was that very weird? He probably, I don't even remember. But anyway, fam, listen, man, I'm gonna pop back up here later. I'm gonna roll out the first TSC mock that we're gonna be doing, man. I did one, man, that I'm gonna show you all about, man. That'll be coming up tomorrow's stream. We'll break it down the first mock of the TSC mock season, man. I do at least about 12 of them things. I want to say I don't want to do too many of them because they lose. It loses its you do too many of them, it just loses its luster. You know what I mean? It loses its luster when you do too many of them. But I usually do 10 to 12 of them every mock season since I've been doing it. But yeah, the first one I'll roll out tomorrow with y'all with the latest news to show y'all my latest mock, and I think y'all will appreciate it, man. I kind of went on the offensive side of it. Really, I'm kind of looking at trying to improve my lines, but you know, depending on you got to take into account the Saints cap situation and what they can do versus what they can't do. Some of these people they might lose. Paulson or Debo could be somebody they can very well lose. You know, this guy is unrestricted. So you got quite a few of these players that can end up going out the door. And based on that, you might want to see how you want to handle your draft situation. You know, that's a whole nother caveat. But anyway, let me get on up out of here, man. Y'all do me a service. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not a sub. Also, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We in this thing, Sports Coma representing. Also, give our sponsors, our terrific sponsors who sponsor the show, some love. Give them some love and check out Mint Mobile. That's right. Mint Mobile has deals going on in the 2025, man. Y'all trying to save some money on that cell phone, man, for the new year, man. Listen, check out Mint Mobile. They possibly could help you. T. Chenley, Scare Care products for the brothers. Listen, brothers, you don't need your face looking like cowhide, brother. You want to make reptilian bottom. You want to make sure you stay nice and fresh for your wife or your significant other. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you looking smooth and cool, brother. You know what T. Chenley, man, it works. Let me just put it to you like that. And of course, Bet Online, man. If you can't make money with the Saints, make money on the Saints because they do it to your ass, right? So anyway, with that being said, links for the platform and the website, thewhothatdaily.com. Y'all will sign up for the newsletters and all that to know all the latest stuff in terms of the Pelicans, Saints, boxing, the Tigers, all that kind of stuff is on whothatdaily.com. Those links are in the chat and also in the description section below. So with that being said, man, listen, I'm going to jump on out of here on that one. I appreciate y'all kindly, man, and I shall return on tomorrow's stream to talk some more Saints with the family members. Much love, and who that to you. Peace.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, money like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that at. Where we do that at. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that at. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Bet Online continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to Bet Online today and don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, the game starts here.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.